What up, fam? Hit that cricket, hit that like, hit that subscribe. It's Eagles Commanders week. Who's going to play better? We'll talk about it. Giddy up. Let's go. This ain't the Fox Tyson force this game, he stinks.
Oh shit!
It's gone.
Right here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome in, everybody. This is A2D Wednesday nights, only on A2D Radio. Every Wednesday night, we are brought to you by FanUp, and FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NFL contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use our promo code A2D. For $50, all right? Just handing that money over there. Download FanUp right on the Apple Store. It's so interactive. I think you're all going to love it once you dabble with it. And the great thing is you can challenge anybody. So go download the FanUp app right on the Apple Store. Use our promo code A2D. Get $50 and come challenge. You know what I mean? Come seek us out. Love a good seek out. I always accept. Jam-packed show for you. As always, Frank Vespi, Mike Chromiak, Ralphie Delvecchio, Ryan Brodo, Greg Milanovic, probably walking up the stairs. Noah Eaton gave us a score prediction, not going to join us tonight. But let's get into it. We'll give you the locks of the week at the end of the show. NFL Week 3 predictions. We go through the whole slate of games. And our main topic at hand tonight, like it always is on Wednesdays during the Eagles season. Eagles, Commanders, preview. We'll give you our score of the game, offense and defensive players of the game, and a chance for you guys to win some money. Nobody's nailed a score yet. Maybe this is the week. Ties into our poll question. Brought to you by Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools with the job. Sorry, I'm reading your guys' WhatsApp message. Send it through out your old hygiene habits and upgrade your life. Manscaped, get 20% off and free shipping with the code A2D at manscaped.com. I just saw Lovely and I didn't know what Lovely was about. I figured we weren't live somewhere. That's usually how that goes when I see messages, right at the beginning.
Nah, it was about me.
Well, it usually is. You know what I mean?
It usually is about me.
Good to have
the
you.
Lovely one.
Oh, all right. Let's talk about our lovely quarterback. Our poll question. You can vote for it everywhere. You can find us live, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and everywhere you get your podcast. We're there as well. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, hit the follow. Our poll, Jalen Hurts will have another dominant performance in Week 3 against Washington. Do you agree or disagree? Again, let us know everywhere we're live. Make sure you're hitting the like. We're on all your social media platforms. Go follow us. Tons of live shows, tons of content. It's the best in the business. You guys are here. We appreciate everybody here. Hey, Greg. To the poll, this is tough, right? Because if you disagree, you're a hater. You know what I mean? He's of course he's gonna have another dominant performance. Listen, that was a big time performance on Monday night, right? What I want to see is just a consistency, right? And you can have a really good performance, win a football game, and then not be dominant from your quarterback, right? There's other ways to win, besides him running around and making plays that way too. So I don't know what to consider dominant, the same performance as last week, or are we talking about what are we considering dominant from Jalen Hurts? 50 plus yards on the ground, 60+% completion percentage, 3 total touchdowns? Is that what we're considering dominant?
That's what I would, yeah. I mean, because he's usually in that 50 to 55 range completion percentage. So, I mean, please be foul. So, yeah, I would think dominant would be in the upper 60s like he was the other day, right? Remember on Sunday we were talking about how we kept adding things to the list that he was the first quarterback ever to, right? So 80% completion percentage, fit rushing yards, 2 touchdowns, something I think 3 total is good.
Okay.
65 plus, I think would be dominant.
Dominant. I'm going to go ahead.
Percentage wise.
I was just saying, if you don't want to put numbers to it, I think the sentiment around the entire fan base for the first 2 weeks in different aspects. I think week 1 was because of his feet. Obviously, this past Monday was more so his arm and his overall play. Another game where we're coming out of it saying we won this game, and the first reason was because of Jalen Hurts again. That's what I take as like dominant, where he's the biggest reason why we won.
I think he's always going to get full credit if we win and he plays well, right? So people will overrate like him just playing well as dominant, and he can play. And I think he's going to play well. Like I think he's going to have a good game this week, right? I think the Eagles win. I mean, we'll get into all that stuff as we move forward in the show, but I do believe he's going to play well. Like, could I see him finally throw his first interception? I can sort of see that, right? Could I see him maybe lose a football? Yeah, it's just the ebb and flow of the league, right? Like, I don't expect him to be perfect every single week, but I believe he's going to play winning football like he always does. I believe we're gonna find the way to win this football game. That's going to be close and going to be a tough game, right? But I don't think he's going to be dominant. Like, I don't think he's going to do what he did last week per se. I think he can be very good. Like week 1, he was very good, right? He wasn't dominant in week 1. He was very good in week 1, right? The greatest thing about week 1 is he didn't turn the football over, right? Could you say he was dominant with his legs week 1? Sure, but his overall performance wasn't necessarily dominant. It was solid, and it was winning football. Week 2, dominant. I see more of a week 1, guys, type performance. Like, not saying he's not going to throw the football. I just see like a solid game. So that's where I'm at on him. If he has another dominant performance, that's just extra icing on the cake for us. You know, it's about.
If he has another great week, I might have to slide the blank check over after the game. Just slide it over. What do you want? Just get it done and over with.
Well, even if he has another good week, you're having that conversation because it's just about being consistent, right? Like that's all I'm looking for. I don't need an 80% completion percentage again. I just need you to be consistent. I can't have you drop down in the 50s, right? I need you to still be in that 60% plus mark to keep proving to me that you can consistently do what we all saw the first 2 weeks of the season, right? And I think that's all we're looking for. I don't need him to be, Aaron Rodgers from the pocket. Just good enough, right? Just good enough. And I think he'll be good enough again on Sunday. And I think we're going to get a win. But I'm going to disagree in terms of Jalen Hurts having a dominant performance Sunday versus the Commanders. Family out there, let us know what you guys think. Comment in. We're going to get to all of you. We see all your comments flying through. So, boys, what do you say?
I'll go next. I'll go agree. I think the way he's playing right now with his legs and his arms, I was watching Monday night. I was like, are you sure this is Jalen Hurts right now? He's throwing the ball over the middle. Like precision-wise, I mean, he's dropping dimes everywhere. He has been dominant these past 2 weeks, and I think he keeps it up. I think he's on a little hot streak right now. He's feeling himself a little bit. I think the world is right there. I think the world is there for the taking for him right now to show that he can get that money in the offseason. If he keeps on playing this way, he's sure as hell is going to get that money in the offseason. But for the poll, I agree. I think he continues it this week against Washington. And, sky's the limit for him, man. Sky is the limit because he's playing fucking amazing right now. Amazing.
Yeah, real quick before everybody else goes, this team can just beat you. That's a great double play, by the way.
Nice.
A great double play for the Phils. If, we got to tune in.
Let's go.
Trying to get the Red October. But, this team can beat you in so many different ways offensively, in my opinion, that, just because I'm saying I think he has a good performance and not dominant doesn't mean we can't dominate them offensively. You know what I mean? Just to be clear out there, we have a lot of ways to beat you. We're not one-dimensional from what we saw Monday night and what we saw last Sunday.
I'll go in next.
Okay. I thought we were going to go in a circle.
First things first, happy birthday. I saw Jonas. Jonas, one of our viewers said it's his birthday, so happy birthday to Jonas out there.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Jonas.
birthday.
Happy birthday, Jonas.
Getting a big Eagles win, so happy birthday. Secondly, I'm going to agree to the poll question. I think a lot of what we talked about preseason was seeing the progression, and I think over the first 2 weeks, and I've seen somebody else drop this in here as well, what he's doing, you could tell that physically he's put himself in a much better position. He's a bigger guy now. He's bulked up a little bit. I think that's also allowed him to have a little bit more confidence to stay in the pocket. And I think that's one of the big things, right? Was last year, we're not seeing him go through his progressions. We're not seeing him show that patience in the pocket. He's doing that. He's getting his eyes down the field. He's checking his different progressions. And we saw that over the last 2 weeks. Week 2, a progression over week 1. I feel like he's starting to put it together. The confidence is starting to show there. He's got guys that he believes in. I believe in the value of having guys that you trust in. And with his relationship with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert obviously being Dallas Goedert, a shorthanded guy who's going to get yards after the catch, I just think that Jalen is putting it together now. And I think that we're going to, there are going to be weeks where he's not going to be up to the level that he's kind of showing now. Of course, that's going to be a factor, and we're going to need the defense to make plays to bail them out. But overall, I'm really impressed with what I've seen from him. I'd just like to remind you guys that he's on pace for 4,900 passing yards right now.
Jesus, he's never going to
and he is in the MVP conversation, so I just want to throw those two things out there. But no, listen, I'm very happy with what I've seen. I get 2 more weeks of this consistently. I'm buying all in. I really am buying all in on Jalen Hurts. But yeah, I agree to the poll. I think he's going to have another really, really big week. I think Greg put the number out there, and I like that, somewhere in the 64 to 68 completion percentage. That's more than enough on this football team. And the thing that's crazy too, guys, is the fact that
too many agrees. First off, way too many agrees. Like,
hold on,
what?
No. The other fact, but the fact is, you're seeing this in the passing game while still being number 2 in the league in rushing as well. By the way, which shows you can still throw the football and be a top rushing team in the league. The balance of plays right now is fantastic.
I don't think you're realizing there's a middle ground. There's a middle ground of just playing good football. Like, not every week's gonna be MVP caliber, right? I think to put those expectations.
It is if he becomes an MVP candidate, if he makes that kind of progression.
Okay, sure,
Oh,
I get that.
goodness.
I get that. But him playing really good can put him in that conversation too. Right? Like, okay, you have a dominant performance 1 week, you come back the next week, you're really good. All right. And then the next week you're dominant again. I think what we're doing here is we're almost what we saw Monday was phenomenal. Okay. But let's not expect, if we get it every week, it's a win. But
I didn't say we're going to get it every week.
No, I'm not talking about the chat, Chrome. I'm not just talking about you. I'm trying to.
I'm just making sure. You cut me off, so I'm assuming you were going to what I was saying.
You were rambling on about nothing. All right, we got your point. All right,
that's not nothing. That's all points, man. That's all. Lock them down. All valid points. All things that are actually happening on the football field. That ain't nothing. That's 4,900 yard average right now. That ain't nothing.
Okay, it's valid points that have already been made too. You know what I mean? Essentially, like. I said disagree. I made the same points you made, right? So we're all like there. I just think I think the too many agrees in the chat make me lean towards just a good performance even more, right? Like, you sort of feel the chat out when we come in, guys, right? I don't get to feel it out right away. So I'm just responding to it after I went, right? And then please go again, Chrome, and continue to give the hand job that you've been given, and we appreciate it. But he can be good too.
Hands are moist. The hands are moist.
The hands are moist, not clammy.
Love a moist hand.
Not clammy.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, no. There's no dry handies here.
Is it okay for him to just have a good week? Like, are we down on him? Like, I'll still slide the check.
I think a good week is something like a 64-65% passing completion percentage. That is a good week. He doesn't. I didn't say he was going to throw over 80%. I think he's going to sit right around the number that Greg put out there.
For him, that's a career high, though. Almost. You know what I mean? Like, he's not normally that type of guy.
No, I believe his passing percentage is up to 69. By the way, nice. It went from 59 to 69. So actually, Greg, that's lower than what.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess when you throw in an 80 burger,
Well, it's what he did, so I can only go based on.
No. I wasn't thinking
career wise, it's not.
Yeah.
So that's all I think that Greg was trying to get at. Like,
no, sure.
Over 18 games. But this year, I mean, listen, Crum, I agree with you guys. Ralphie, I understand. I agree. I could easily see him have a dominant performance. I just want to lean towards the side of safe with it and say he's good. And, like, if he doesn't have a dominant performance and doesn't turn the football over and we win football games, that's still a blank check. At the end of the day, that's still how much you want if you're winning games. It doesn't all have to be on him is my point, too. So that's all. Please continue. Sorry for cutting you off. Supposedly, reportedly.
No, I mean, I don't think it's going to be all on him. By the way, the rushing game is second in the league right now, and part of that is him. But the rushing attack has actually been pretty efficient going through the first couple weeks. So I think that they have the right blend right now of everything.
Who's hating? This is you guys are the dumbest people out there in the country. Like you guys, like the people that say hater because you think he could have a good week and he might not be freaking.
Oh no, it's referring to a username named Goat Statue. It's not directed towards anybody. Well, it's somebody in the chat.
All right, continue.
Still probably true where Tommy was going.
regardless, if you don't literally like put the poster above your bed, you're a hater. Which I already said, like, I'm all in on the kid, right? I said this on Monday night, right? Greg, right? We recall it. Like, I'm in. You guys are in. Like, we believe in the kid. But, like, I don't want to put too much pressure and expectation on, like, outlandish stuff. That's all. Like, outlandish expectations for a guy that's still getting better and still growing, right? Let's be happy with where he's at, but let's not expect, like, 75% completion percentage again. I feel like it's unfair.
Greg, you want to go?
Yeah, I'll go. I'll disagree as well. I'm with you, Tommy. I just think the ebbs and flows.
Saw that one coming.
Hater.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hater.
I think the ebbs and flows in the NFL, right, are part of that, right? I mean, it's a division game on the road, regardless of how good you're playing. You're going to now face a different team that this game means something different to, right? You know what I mean? Like. Minnesota coming off of their Green Bay win, that was their Super Bowl. You know, Washington coming off a loss at home. You know, Carson is fantasy-wise. Carson's one of the best quarterbacks fantasy-wise right now. Like, you know what I mean, with his stats and his throwing. And the defensive front's going to be better than what we faced in Minnesota, right? That defensive line is better than Minnesota's, and Minnesota's was able to get pressure on us. Right, so I just think it's the ebb and flows in the NFL. I don't think he's gonna have a bad game. I think we still win. I don't think we cover though. I think it's a really close game to where it's going to take a collective team group to win this game. You know, division game on the road, they're always tough, regardless of how good or bad the Giants are, the Commanders are. Right, regardless of how good or bad they are, the road games are always tough, or you anticipate them to always be tough. So. I'll disagree. He has a fine game. He's not dominant by any means. We still win the game. He's still a factor. He's just not going to be the main factor.
I'll just go really quick
right.
to kind of key in on and then go, Frank. To key on kind of what Chrome was saying at the end as far as, you know, against the Commanders defense and everything. I'm going to agree, but just based off of his legs. I think it's going to be more of he's going to get out and run, and I think it's going to be an accessory to, you know, Miles and, you know, the running back core. But the first 2 weeks, the Commanders defense as a whole have allowed 7.5 yards per rush, which is by far the worst in the NFL. And their overall defense, again, like this isn't, I feel like the last couple of years we've thought like, oh, they have a ton of first-round picks on defense. They have to be really good. For the first 2 weeks after playing the Jaguars and just the Lions, which we heard all last week, they're 27th. So their cornerbacks aren't good. Their linebackers look like our linebackers from like the last pretty much my entire lifetime. Not very good. And their defensive line isn't fully healthy. So they can't defend the rush. They can't protect on the pass. Their linebackers aren't anything. Jamin Davis was supposed to be their biggest guy, and he's been a major disappointment. And like the other two guys, say that again, Greg?
No, I was just saying Veerley just elevate something. Nothing on the ground.
Oh, okay. But overall, it's like, okay, I think everything's going to be right there in front of them. If you have a game plan, anything close to what you did last week, I think you're going to have everything. Is that a game? Is that a game?
Game.
Is that a game? Oh, my God. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We survive another day.
We actually won a game.
I'll see you in 2 minutes.
Streak snapped.
Sorry, Greg.
Be sure to clean up afterwards.
It's good.
And Ryan, factor in that right now we do have the best offensive line right now in the game.
And the second best rushing attack in football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real quick, Ryan, because I don't disagree with, because that's considered dominant per se. Like I can see him running all around, but what I got to consider dominant when I talk about my quarterback is both sides of it. Like, yeah, you can run and run wild, and that's dominant in that aspect. But are you still dominant in the pocket? And in terms like that's why I didn't agree, because I feel like I can see one of the two things being really dominant and the other thing just being very good, right? Which sort of evens out to just having a really good game. So that's like that's where I sort of say, like, yeah, he could rush for 100, right? I think we all could see that happening, right? You know, scooting on.
I did.
Making plays. But then, you know, does he have a 50% completion percentage? Because then he didn't have a dominant game, right? He had a good one, and he did enough, which I will continue to say. Jalen Hurts will always do enough to put you in a position to win football games. That's the definition of Jalen Hurts. Like, I can throw numbers out at this point because I think the kid's just a winner. I think he's just built to win, and it might not always look the way of the prototypical quarterback that everybody wants. Make sense? And that's what I want people to understand. That's not being a hater. That's as much praise as you can give any player when you say, I believe this guy is a winner, and I got no problem if he continues to show what he's shown, right? To give that guy $200 million. I'll be an asshole not to, right? Because I think he's a great leader, great intangibles, phenomenal kid, right? We found out he doesn't run his own Twitter, which was called out on Monday. All right. And the fact that he plays winning football, right, guys? I mean, that's all that matters. Like, don't turn the football over. Be good enough throwing from the pocket. Because if you're good enough, we said this all last year, right, boys? If you're good enough throwing from the pocket, it helps your legs, and your team becomes really hard to defend.
And the other thing too, Tom, is the one thing about him, and it's an intangible that not everybody has. He listens, and he really works hard in the off season to make up for his deficiencies, to get better. And there's not many quarterbacks in the game that you're going to find at any age, older or younger, that put the work ethic in that this kid puts in.
No, you're not. You're not. So we have agree, disagree from Greg, agree from Rye, disagree from me. Hello, Frank.
Hello. I just want to say it is the 21st night of September. Please leave out Milk and Cookies for Earth, Wind, and Fire tonight.
Sing it
or you can do it for them as well. So, I mean, whatever floats your boat.
Make it hit. Don't sing it.
No. I can't sing those. All right. So, for me, you know, I am going to...
Is it going to be a stress-free game? Sorry.
What's the definition of stress?
Here we go.
Sorry, Frank.
Yeah. All right. So I agree to the poll. You know,
have we figured that out yet? What the definition of stress is?
As Ryan said earlier, you know,
I said nothing.
If Jalen throws for over 70% on Sunday, I'll literally do that same dance.
Oh please! Oh please!
You mean
whoever's running his dance? Twitter? Somebody tweet him out.
Is this the dance you mean, Tom?
Yes. Frank, can you please answer the question?
Well, I am, but you know,
are you?
So I agree to the poll. You know, as Ryan said, you know, the Commanders were the 27th ranked defense. You know, they're giving up over 400 yards a game. But what I saw on Monday, I was really impressed, and I love that he's taking the next step up. You know, as becoming, you know, what could be the guy in Philadelphia. You know, the Washington's defense hasn't been great. So I think we're going to see maybe something similar to what we saw on Monday.
Yeah.
But I don't think I don't think he's going to exceed what he did on Monday, but we're going to see something very similar to something we saw on Monday. And of course, you know, that bold prediction I made about the rushing record, somewhat getting there, coming true. So let's go.
Wow, Bobby.
So that 4,000 yards. Oh man, if that happens, we're getting Tom dancing. I can't wait.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Bobby Eagles, I believe we steamroll Washington 44-17. Wow. Yeah, I don't want to go that far. Like it's always tough down there. I mean, there's been times where we went down there and rolled them, right? Like we all remember, like certain Monday night. But like you're coming off a big Monday night win, right? It's hard. It's hard in this league, right? It's hard week to week. It's different. It's hard. You can talk about how bad Washington is, and the numbers don't lie after 2 weeks in the run game, right? But 5-6 weeks from now, that could even out, right? And it could be in the middle of the pack. because you just don't know teams the first couple weeks, right? You just don't know,
Yeah.
right? Teams will get things figured out. Damn good coaches figure things out, right? Players figure things out. So I don't want to go saying I'm blowing anybody's doors off, right? I believe they win this football game in a tough fashion. I think this is going to be the hardest game they played all year. 1, it's divisional. 2, it's on the road. And 3, it's after a Monday nighter on a short week and a 1:00 game. They all answer the close, tough. But guess what? You
And
win
the
a
guy
football
that's
game
playing
like
his
this.
former team.
You win a football game like this, it shows me even more about just the winning culture that could be going on in that locker room.
And the
If you
guy
guys
playing
are
his
in for
former
wins,
team.
not Bobby, I love your scores. So this isn't about you, but I'm just in for wins. I don't care if it's the most stressful thing I've ever watched, right? Like the Phillies were stressful tonight. I hated baseball. I hated Bryce Harper again. I hate the whole team. I could fire everybody and move everybody out of town, but I just want wins. And I'll go back and be critical of things that could have been done better, and then the positives after the fact. But we should always be in the business of how do we can even find a way to win a game, even if it's ugly. Because we talked about it in 2017. We were winning games ugly. We came and did shows, and all people were doing was complaining. Like, this won't, this, or this, or that. It's not good enough. Too many mistakes. Well, Monday, there was a lot of mistakes. I mean, Monday wasn't the cleanest game we've ever played as a whole. I mean, how many penalties? How many bad penalties, right? And if there are good calls, bad calls, and different, flags are still on the field. So there are always going to be things to clean up. But and I'll continue to yell this, and you guys heard it too many times, but for the new people, it's easier to clean things up after wins than it is losses.
No, you're right. And if you go back to Monday too, I mean, part of why he threw for 80% was guys were wide open.
Yeah,
you can't anticipate a defensive coordinator coming in after watching Jalen Hurts throw for 80% and go, yeah, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to play zone coverage and just let him pick us apart, especially on the run where he doesn't do it as often. At least he had it, right? So that's the other thing. You're coming in, regardless of what their defense shows, they watched that game on Monday, and they watched how dominant he was.
I believe Kansas City, Greg, this week.
I agree.
What could
the
be
other
bad
side of that is this the second week in a row where we weren't great in the second half?
No.
We weren't great offensively or defensively. We were this week, but offensively we didn't. We talked about it Sunday after the game. There was not that drive where we sucked up time, regardless if it led to any points. But there was not that drive where we created 3-4 first downs, sucked up a lot of time, to made it dominant in that second half. That's 2 second halves in a row where we have struggled.
Fair. That's the facts, right? But the other facts of that, just to play devil's advocate with it, is you left meat on the bone and you still beat somebody up.
No
you know
question.
what I mean?
No question.
How can I harp on it? I feel it. It's like on my shoulder. Hey, second half has been an issue. Hey, Tom.
Well, that's where you and I disagree, right? And that's part of that mentality of.
I don't disagree with it. I don't disagree with it.
I'm saying to the poll. I meant to the poll question, right?
Oh.
That was part of. I think, at least for me, it was part of my reasoning. Is hey, although he was dominant, it was only for really a half the other night.
Well, what I will say is, as much as I think there's going to be a lot up for grabs for us on offense, I think, listen, if we come in with a performance again, I'm not trying to do the whole I don't trust Jonathan Gannon thing again, like I did last week. Even though, again, one game doesn't all of a sudden tell me he's Jim Johnson, for example, by no means. But I do think it's going to be a relatively high scoring game, especially in comparison, to the Vikings, which they only put up 7 points. So to both of your points, if they have kind of a sluggish second half, you're losing this football game. Unless Wentz is throwing 5 picks, which could very well happen, which I would gladly invite. But to me, I do I agree with the poll. Like I said, I think
or 2 fumbles, Ryan.
Listen, more the merrier. Just give me a little bit of everything. Give me some variety.
Well, if he has the big things on his neck on Sunday at 1:00, look at his neck. Because if his neck's all flared up, he's going to stink on Sunday.
Yeah, he's feeling it. That means he's feeling it.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, and also it's the guy who has 0 pocket presence whatsoever. And I know it's, once again, this is defensive line so far has been, oh my God, we get pressures, but we never get home. Well, maybe because Carson has no idea where he's at 95% of the time in the pocket, maybe he'll just walk into 1 or 2. Maybe he'll help us out, some old teammates.
Careful, Ryan.
What? Am I a hater?
just careful because the guy's known to turn the football over, but in the last, let's say, year and 2 games, besides one game versus Jacksonville, he's played really well.
No, but you know what's funny? That's exactly what I was going to say, where it's all about what kind of.
Because you're saying, how can he throw 5 picks? I'm like, just be careful.
No, he could. No,
he could, but I'm just
that's
joking.
not a shot because he could throw 6 touchdowns and 5 picks.
I'm not saying you're taking a shot. I'm joking with you. Like, let's be careful. We don't talk too bad about the guy. And he comes out Sunday, and next thing you know, he's got like a perfect completion percentage. He throws for 350 yards and 4 touches, and we're like, oh my God, what happened? What happened? And then all the idiots will come out and tell you, like, oh, we should have kept him. Well, we should have kept him, guys. And I don't want that. Like, Sunday doesn't dictate what happened in the past. Not to you, to the people. Like,
Sure.
Sunday does not dictate the past. We don't have time machines. It's over. Don't be like worrying about the ex-girlfriend. Right? We have our quarterback right now. I'm focused on what he does. Carson will probably be average. I'm just a little part of me is worried that he balls on Sunday.
If he balls, it's going to be with this. It's. I don't think it's even a hot take at this point. This so far through 2 weeks is the best receiving core he's had. Curtis Samuel looks like a monster again. He's finally healthy. Dotson looks awesome. He's like their go-to big play guy, and McLaurin's like the forgotten one.
Yep. And
just because I guess he's been covered by the opposing defense's best cornerback. But that's 3 right there.
And you would think that chemistry would grow over time. Especially playing. Listen, you're 100% spot on. This is the biggest weapon tree he's had per se since 2017. And
if there's ever a week I want to see the number of blitz packages increase, though, putting pressure on him.
Yep.
Yeah. We've seen it time and again with our own eyes. When he has pressure on him, sometimes he rises to the occasion. And unfortunately, over the last couple of years, more often he didn't. So I would like to see them get after him a little bit more, get him moving and make him have to make quick decisions and make plays and try to force some mistakes.
And I didn't even include Logan Thomas. You obviously have Antonio Gibson. And McKissick's, he's okay. Right. He's not great. But those are 6 legitimate weapons that he has at his disposal.
They have a bad offensive line. So it's almost like the Vikings, right? You have a bad offensive line. Where do you want to attack him? I want to attack over center, right? And especially their center's out. So I want to attack over the center. I want to be able to push that pocket, make him have to roll out, put pressure in his face, and make him have to make tough throws that can create turnovers. Because if you don't pressure him on Sunday, if Jonathan Gannon reverts back, okay, if he reverts back, it could be a long Sunday for our defense. I'm just telling you guys. Because if this guy does not dictate pressure to quarterbacks, they will carve you up like every quarterback carved our asses up last year outside of the Gilbert Grapes and whoever other losers, were under center.
DiNucci's.
Those guys did it. So he's got to dictate how we're going to play defensively and how we attack Carson Wentz, because I think you guys all agree. If we leave him back there as statue, goodness gracious. Yeah. Because then we're like a team that he completes 17 straight completions on, and they're like, it's a record for a Washington quarterback. I freaking visual these things because I hate Jonathan Gannon, even though I gave him credit last week. But how much credit can we give you when I'm not the guy telling you to blitz every play, but you have to bring pressure. Like Vic Fangio didn't bring pressure in this scheme because one, right? Look at some of the personnel he had in Denver. He didn't have to blitz to the morons out there. He didn't have to blitz because his front four and his linebacker core were money. So, right, like you've got to play the personnel. Your system is your system, but you have to cater. And I thought Monday night he did. Can he do it again?
I think it's important to get a lead on this guy too, because we know he's going to start forcing it.
Yep. Kill shots galore.
If we get like a 10-point lead going to halftime, coming out and we get a Carson interception coming out of the, opening drive, similar to what we saw on Monday with Cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to make start. I got to be Superman. I have to be Super Carson. Okay, try it. That's fine. And he'll probably throw four touchdowns. That's why I say, spoiler alert for my score, it's going to be high. I'm hoping the interceptions are high also in the fumbles. That's it. Like if it's a clean game for him, we're losing the game, in my opinion. Like if they win the interception and turnover battle, we are losing the game. Because you're getting Carson on a good day.
This is real quick, Chelsea. I don't bring up Carson Wentz anymore. So, I mean, I've been clear on that from the second he left town. Have I not? Everybody on this fucking show, have I not? Have I not been clear? It's done. It's over. I don't care about him. When have I defended him?
He's irrelevant. He hasn't been an Eagle in 2 years.
Yeah, I don't defend him. Like, Jalen Hurts is my quarterback, man. That's who I rally behind. I'm an Eagles fan. Okay, I'm a fan of the league, though, too. And the guy does have talent. Like, let's not act like he has no talent. Like, then you're being an idiot, Chelsea, which isn't surprising, right? Like, I mean, the guy has talent. He's a talented guy, right? He turns the football over too much, right? And he struggled in the biggest game of the year last year for the Colts. So, I mean, there's no defending that. But let's not act like he didn't have a good 16 weeks. And they don't even have a good team. Let's just keep that what it is. I mean, their offense was meh. Look at his playmakers on the outside. And meh. Because Michael Pittman isn't like a dude. Michael Pittman's a guy. He's a guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's good. He's not
like a number one.
Not
like,
a true number one.
Like what Ryan said, what he has in Washington's loaded, essentially from what he's had. And that's the most he's had since 2017. But guess what? The franchise guys, it doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't totally matter. Like, you got to raise the play of people around you. It's nice to have weapons, but the best of the best still need weapons, though. Right? Like, you still need a guy. You still need one guy that's a dude out there that can't be stopped. Right? Buffalo goes out and treats their quarterback well.
Yeah, safety blanket.
You're about to be the dude? Good. Here's Stephon Diggs for you. He's fun. Right?
Yeah, Nick
Eagles for the first time. Sorry, right? Last thing, Eagles for the first time in however long, right? You're going to be our guy. Here's A.J. Brown. Or here's Devontae Smith. Then here's A.J. Brown. We're really going to try to help you prove that you're the guy.
Yeah, every quarterback has a safety blanket. Again, we don't need them to be friggin' Calvin Johnson, but Foles, his safety blanket for the most part was Alshon in that run. Wentz's pretty much his entire career for the Eagles, his safety blanket was Ertz.
Yep.
Ertz.
So far, his Jalen through 2 games, justifiably so, because you traded a first, a third, and some, and then paid him $100 million. His safety blanket is A.J. Brown, who's like T.O., resurrected. So it's like, yeah, that's okay. And if you have a couple of those guys, meaning us with Devontae also, and then Dallas is pretty good when he knows how to catch, yeah, that's valuable. For you, it's better than throwing a lawn chairs like Greg Ward. No disrespect, former quarterback, but again,
yeah,
but he kept a guy like that in the league, right? Sorry,
yes.
He kept a guy like that still on a roster.
That 2019 run gave Greg Ward 2.5 more years.
Yeah.
I mean, Donovan, until Donovan got T.O., Donovan made all those guys continue to stay in the league just because he wasn't given anything. You know what I mean? Like he was your definition of surrounded by a bunch of guys, right? Not dudes. And as soon as he got a dude, look what happened.
Last thing on Carson, because I don't want to continue to talk about it. I want to give score predictions. But the Chelsea, they chose Matt Ryan because Carson was the fall guy. All right. And that's fine. But I this is what I'm saying. Like, he never did us 30. Like, he didn't Ben Simmons us. Mm-hmm. Right. The time came where it was time to move on, and it was best for both parties. He needed something new. Okay. He went to the smartest guy in the room in Frank Wright, supposedly, who was the mastermind of 2017. And they underachieved. And he was the fall guy. Now he's at, last chance you in Washington, trying to prove he can be a legit starting quarterback in this league. So, I'm over talking about him. Matt Ryan.
How's Matt Ryan working out for them right now?
Yeah, Matt Ryan's 90. So, I mean, listen, Jalen Hurts.
I win 2. No points.
If you put 2 hypothetical guns to my head and said,
guess it was the quarterback.
Who would you rather have, Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz? I'm taking Jalen Hurts. So I don't know who I'm defending. And I'm saying that like not as an Eagles fan. I'm saying that as just a fan of the league right now. If you ask me what quarterback I wanted, I would take Hurts right now.
I'm saying Hurts is a fan of not even just of the NFL, is a fan of my freaking sanity. I can't put up with another rooting for a Carson Wentz team. No disrespect to him as a guy, but I can't do that anymore. Like, yeah, he's a better arm talent than Hurts.
Of course.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can't sit down on the couch and be like, oh my God, I'm going to watch 4 hours of Carson Wentz throw 5 picks, 2 fumbles, and then somehow me believe that we're going to win the game. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm weak. I refuse.
He said, "Sorry, I'm weak."
I'm weak. If that makes me weak, sorry.
No, I think it ran its course. The time came where, hey, this could have been something really special and an 8 to 10 year run of
it
content.
could have been, but just things went well the way it was supposed to be. You had the injuries. If that injury not happened in 2017, we probably would not have this discussion. And it's all in the past now, and let's focus on now and the future.
And we rebuilt a football team quickly and made the playoffs last year. So a lot of credit goes out to the ability to retool fast and the ability to take a flyer on a guy early like Jalen Hurts and believe he's going to get better, right? And part of them, I think Howie Roseman got lucky because, he never expected him to start, but Jalen's just such a worker that he makes it hard on you.
See, Coach Fletcher, I understand what you're saying. And in real time, did we play the card of oh, poor Carson? Sure. He was our guy and we want to give him the benefit of the doubt, especially after we extended him. But you know how you act if you're Carson? You play freaking better. That's what you do. You control your own destiny. You don't play as literally and statistically the worst NFL quarterback of that season. That's what you don't do. And that's what he did. So I can't go into the feelings thing of oh, you drafted a guy and oh, this was supposed to be Carson's team. Okay, well, play like it's your team.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers gets guys picked behind him and he balls out, right?
Yeah, he followed up with 2 MVPs. He's fine.
And all I'm going to say about the whole situation is okay, a guy put a lot of pressure on himself to try to be great, had a bad year, didn't have a lot around him. It is what it is, right? And the Eagles drafted that guy because he got hurt in the postseason, and they wanted to make sure if he got hurt again, that they had something they could go to and still win football games. So, it wasn't to replace him. It was to say, hey, if you keep getting hurt, we need somebody to go to. And it's
long-term investment at quarterback. That's all it was.
And it turns out, as of right this minute, it looks like a home run investment. It just does. Like Sweep said, he thinks the guy's a star. And I'm right with him. I think he's just a flat-out freaking winner. And that Saban coaching comes out in all his pressers. In the way he talks and everything he does. You can just see, Devontae's the same type of guy. Those guys are just, you're all 5-star recruits going somewhere. And
it's a different breed over there in Alabama.
Yeah, and it's bigger than you. It's about winning, right? And that culture is set there right away. It's about competing and winning. And you see these guys come to the pros, and more often than not, most of these guys are great teammates, great players, and there's always going to be a few, right? Rubs around, you know what I mean? But the majority are great teammates and great players.
You guys want to get into scores?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it. While everyone is thinking of that, I will go ahead and sorry, I thought it was up. Eagles are currently 6.5 point favorites, and 47 is the over/under.
Jeez.
That line's that big.
Yeah.
What's the line again, Greg? Sorry.
6.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy fucking shit.
And when the schedule was first released, weren't the Eagles underdogs at one point? One of those games, I think it was that first game in Washington that the Eagles were listed as road underdogs.
Wow.
I can't believe I'm about to do what I'm about to do. First off, Jonathan, what do you mean? What did he do last year in his first year as a starter? Did he win football games? Did he take a team that probably shouldn't have been a postseason team to the postseason? Was he not the quarterback of that team? What has he done the start of this year? I'm pretty sure he's 3 games over 500 as a starter right now in year 2, or close to it, or 2 games over. No, I don't remember if he started a game at the end of the year.
He won a lot of games in college, Jonathan. Come on, man.
He went to Oklahoma and won a lot of football games. I don't.
He spent 4 years in Alabama and 1 year at Oklahoma. I mean, he won a lot of football games.
There's levels to winner. Nobody's saying Tom Brady. We're not calling him the greatest of all time. No.
No, I don't know what he's going to turn into. I don't got the crystal ball, but I'm going to tell you how it works. Guys who are willing to work, guys who want to get better, that have talent, right? That want to lead by example, right? That want to be the guy, that are great teammates too. Those guys win. It's a newsflash to people. I know it's hard to comprehend. Those types of guys win. I'm not telling you he's winning 5 Super Bowls, but those guys always keep you in football games. Even his worst football game of his career versus the Giants, he made plays at the end that almost win that football game, right? And there's something to be said about that. No matter how bad he played, he just kept on to the next play, on to the next play, on to the next play, on to the next week. I mean, his post-game locker room speech, right? I mean, he said it. You know, we got a lot to work on. We got a lot to get better at. You know, but this is a big win. And listen, I think guys love playing around them. And I truly think that matters. I just do. I think it matters more than people give it credit to. But that being said, man, I just feel like we score points. That's what we do. 31-21. Eagles. Maybe a late field goal to put you in double digits. I think it's a close one-score game most of the game. And I think we have a good fourth quarter and pull away in this football game. I do. I think we put that together this week. We might start a little slowish, even though we're scoring 31. But I think I got a weird vibe that maybe we put together a better second half than first half. And that would be great to see too, because it shows me you're winning in all kinds of different ways. Yep. Right? But I don't care if we start hot, finish cold, and win. I don't give a rat's ass. Go win a football game, 31-21, and then we'll circle back to players of the game. Everybody out there, make sure you give us your score prediction, offensive, defensive player of the game, chance for you to win $50. You know what? Nobody's won yet. We're going up to a honey cut. Somebody nails it, honey cut, tiebreaker, offensive, defensive player of the game. But you must be a subscriber. So make sure you subscribe, hit the like, follow us on all our social media platforms. Chance to win a honey cut. Come on. Come on. If that doesn't get you to hit a button, nothing will in life.
This is the least surprising.
Jimmy seems like a good time.
Yeah. And he's also surprising. He's got two posters above his bed, and we know which one.
Oh, it's this comment, which again, if you listened, you would know the context of how we're talking about he's a winner. And then you go with that. But I understand who's on the other side. I understand who's on the other side of the field.
Jimmy, I need you to do two things right now. One, take the Carson poster down. Just roll it up, okay? And two, because you got two above your bed. You got two above there. Take the Bryce poster down for a minute, too. Okay?
Oh, here we go.
Take it down.
People don't listen.
No, we're winning 12 games, Jimmy. That's what we're doing. We're winning 12 football games. So, like it or not, it's your quarterback, Jimmy. And like it or not, I can't believe that this is where you guys get all discombobulated. I can't believe that you wouldn't like this guy. I can't believe that you want to be proud of this guy. That shows me fraudulence all over the place from people.
Especially after Monday.
I hated the pick at the time because he was a gadget guy. All right? At the time, that's what he was. All right? But once he got the keys, he got better. And that's all I asked for. And then his personality and everything else made me really freaking love the guy and pray that he could be our guy. How many conversations last year, Ryan, did we have about that? How many?
Every week.
If you're a fan, if you're a true goddamn fan, agendas go out the way. Being right or wrong goes out the way. I don't care if I'm right or wrong on draft night. You understand? I don't care. I care about winning, and I care about guys getting fucking better. That's all that should matter to people. And if you care about more, it means that's why you're Uncle Bryce Harper. That's why that guy can do nothing wrong. So when he falls asleep on second base last night, he doesn't even get touched on it. Not even a comment on it. Not even a post or a tweet from anybody about it. It goes under the rug. Are we okay? Because Jimmy Rollins got smoked in this city. Ryan Howard, who's a winner, got smoked in this city. And this guy, who's part of the team, and the common theme of 3 years now, listen, this year's up in the air, but 2 years of underachieving in September, collapsing, 2 managers fired, and there's one constant. Prove me wrong, and I'll run through a wall for you, Bryce. So stop loving the guys, Jimmy, who have failed, and start loving the guys who freaking win. There's my rant.
Jimmy, Brad's a Giants fan, and he, in the first 5 seconds of the show, said that the Eagles were the biggest embarrassment in the NFL. Are we comparing your loyalty to a Giants fan? You lost. Good day. Ralph, your score?
I'm pretty sure I actually saw Brad throw a few roses Jalen's way this week.
I'm so sick of this.
Submitted A2DRadio.com.
I'm so sick of this fucking guy. I'm so stuck on it. You know what? I'm going to give a crumb in a year after this, and it might be Bryce Harper. Because I'm fired up. So after this all gets said and done, I got things to get off my chest. I do. I freaking do. Why is Schwarber the only one answering questions after a game? Why is the only one standing in front? You're $300 million, right? Your team's freaking struggling. You need to lock in. You need to say some things. God damn it. Greg, I'm sorry, Greg. I know. It hurts you. It hurts you.
Jimmy, watch your show. It's your clip.
It is what it is.
It's literally on your clip, Jimmy. You were on the screen. You lived it.
I'm not even talking to Jimmy anymore. I'm done with Jimmy.
Oh, now he's trying to talk to me. I'm done, Jimmy. I cut you off. You're done. Ralph,
Look,
please.
repass City because the guy's got great hair. It's unbelievable.
He does have great hair.
He does. It's phenomenal. I love the guy. But there's something to be said about everywhere. He leaves somewhere, they win, right? Somehow they win, right? And that could just be a coincidence, right? That's not guaranteed on him. But then you come here and you fail two Septembers in a row and two guys get fired, and here we are again. Matt, he better give Matt Vierling a hand job tonight. You know what I mean? Hey, strippers on me, babe. Strippers on me. We played better baseball when the guy wasn't here. How's that real life? That should never be the case. If he's hurt, don't play. People on Twitter, hey, he's hurt. Then don't play. All right, Ralphie, sorry, go ahead.
No, go right ahead. Go right ahead. It's fine.
No, we're good.
This is why we're good. Oh, Greg's good. Greg's good. He don't want this tonight.
I mean, is he playing well right now? No. I mean, we can get into it right now. Is he playing well? No, he's not. He's absolutely not. But to think that we're better without him is asinine.
I said we played better without him. Did I say?
Because other guys stepped up. JT Realmuto's having the year of his career, and it started when Bryce went out. Right, it was another guy you were running out of town earlier this year.
Did I run him out of town?
You were
the best catcher in baseball at the time.
You were running him out of town.
Oh, here we go.
I said trade? When did I say trade him?
You didn't really use a trade.
No.
No, I think Tommy said that. Tommy said that.
We also got nothing. We also got nothing out of our right fielder, right? Who signed a huge deal, right? And it all went to. And I'm not saying Bryce is good right now because he's not. Right? I mean, he hasn't bounced back since he came back from the injury. But it all went to shit early in the year when he couldn't throw. Right? When that realized it, that kind of threw everything off because now we have to have both Schwarber and defensively we were a wreck earlier on. Right? We are a better team with Bryce Harper in right field than anybody else.
No shit.
Right? No, but I'm saying like now that
you're talking about everybody else. Keep it what we're talking about.
I am talking about Bryce.
No, but you circled other guys. Like at the time Nick Castellanos got hurt, he was top 10 in the NL in hits.
He was somehow. You're absolutely right.
I don't know how because my eyes tell me otherwise. But it's like,
and now JT Realmuto is having a career, like almost a history-making career or a year right now. Like he's top 5 in for whatever it is.
Dude, he flat out turned it on.
He did. He's absolutely a monster. It's just we haven't picked it up since he got back. And yes, I get it. He's going to be a lightning rod, and he is a lightning rod. But to think that we're better without him is flat out wrong.
Well, you just put words in my mouth. I didn't say we were better. I said we played better.
We did.
That's weird to me. That's
because
weird.
Because other guys stepped up.
I understand that, but at least
that's not like a. I mean, it happens when guys get hurt.
Something's off. Something's off. I don't know what it is.
Also a healthier ball club then too. By the way.
Something's off. Something's off.
All of our depth is hurt now, by the way. I think that's a big part of it, too.
I can't run for my $300 million man batting under like 220 since he came back. And 2 homers.
No, he stinks right now. Listen, it looks like they rushed him back too soon. He should have just taken the surgery and gone. I understand that. But at the end of the day, and I'm not faulting you for blaming Bryce. He's the face of the franchise. He's the guy, all that stuff. But it's like, I don't know what their alternative is. There's nobody behind him that would be playing. Like with all of our injuries.
Well, nobody's talking about sitting them down.
No. And I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying for the people out there to be like, oh, you should just throw him on the bench. Like there are people out there that are saying that. Like that's asinine. Yeah. Anyone who's saying you're going to trade him is asinine because there's literally a thing called a no trade clause. Like it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So I don't know why anybody's saying that. It's literally he came back too soon. Other aspects of this team got banged up. The bullpen all of a sudden stinks. Seranthony's a ghost of himself, and nobody's hit it. That's the simple. It's like 7 things, but I understand why Harper's the number one aspect.
It's 7 things, but that's the simple. Because you're right. It seems like it's like crazy like that, right?
But there's something. There's something to that. There's something to that.
I think Harper
come back early from a thumb, though.
I understand, but did he come back early when he hits bombs down the minors, and as soon as he comes up?
No, that's what I'm asking. I don't think he came back early.
I don't know.
You have to be able to grip a bat with the thumb, right? Like to your point, like I think he came back on time. It's just he was hot right at the jump, and then of course because he is, and he does this in his career, whether he's hurt or not. He goes in ebbs and flows through a season.
That's baseball, right?
Yeah.
But what I ask from my stars, and this is all I'm saying, right? I watch St. Louis every goddamn year, and I'm just going to bring up Chromes here, right? I watch them every year play their best baseball in the second half of the year. That's when it matters the most. Not that the beginning doesn't matter, right? And I'm not faulting him for all our failures, guys. Understand this. I'm saying that it starts with him in money time. It does. It's like giving your quarterback a free pass because you lose on a drive in the last 2 minutes and he doesn't get it done. And we talk about everything else that went wrong, right? But you have the ball in your hands, right? You have opportunities to lead it, right? I understand other things have gone wrong, but you know why though? Another reason that could be is because people rely on this guy. You're relying on this guy to produce. What he's done since he come back, like I'll give you 40 at bats, bro, but then you got to get going. We're past 40. We're past it. So, like, I need you. So I'm mad, okay? And I have every right to be. It's not run Bryce Harper out of town. Like, I'm tongue-in-cheek talking about, hey, I would trade him if we don't make the playoffs. It's tongue-in-cheek. It's a joke, okay? It's a joke. So I'm not an idiot. I know there's no trade, right? Not saying you called me an idiot, right? Just in general. Like, I know there's no trade.
I didn't even know you said it.
Like, no, I'm joking around about it. But at the end of the day, he needs to be elite this time of year. This is when the stars come to shine. It's like week 1 of the NFL season. When the lights turn on, where's my best players? And if we don't criticize that, then we're literally giving a guy a free pass. And I thought we were a better city than that. That doesn't mean run him out of town. That means hold you accountable.
So I think what I'm gathering here. I mean, listen, other guys have responsibilities to hit, and the pressure shouldn't be on that other guys are relying so much on him that it's affecting their own. However, to Tom's point, when you're the $300 million guy, the accountability to stand in front of the media and answer the questions and face it head on should be there. And he's not consistently that guy right now. And I think that's just going to create more issues and more chatter about his ongoing issues.
No, I'm sorry about the break. I'm sorry.
No.
Right. But Goat, shut up, Goat.
We knew it was coming.
I just admitted to it, Goat. Like, I mean, nobody's more accountable with themselves than me. I got no problem.
Everybody hated the Jalen Hurts pick. Like,
I got no problem saying that it looks like I'm wrong. Like, what's wrong with that? This whole panel didn't like the fucking pick. All right, there was millions of panels who didn't like the pick. There was millions of panels who were confused by the pick. It didn't just start here, honey. All right, Goat.
Ralphie's still screaming.
Did he get sponsored by Hertz Reynolds over here?
That's new though. Normally, I will say in the past, Bryce is one of those guys that will stand at the locker. That is new.
But I do think in September when you're in a play
September,
yeah,
and you're competing for a playoff spot, and you're the face of the franchise, and
you got to be up there. You're 100% right. You
got
to
be the guy that
you guys don't look at that. You guys don't think guys don't look at that? Like, they follow the money, guys. We've talked about this for years in sports. Like, the other guys follow the money. It's just common sense. They want to be that guy. So when that guy does little things that like rub people the wrong way, maybe, right? Or they see, like, why is this guy not standing up and talking? Like, Shorb's like, why am I up here every night? You know what I mean? I'm getting $20 million a year. This guy's got $300 million. So it's the little things, and I'm not blaming the guy for it. I think he's sensational as a baseball player, right? Just the last thing. I think he's sensational as a baseball player. I've always been concerned of the locker room with him. I just always, and you, right, you know this. We've had millions of conversations about it. It's just something that's always been weird to me, and I don't have an answer to it. So I'm not sitting here saying he's a bad teammate. I'm not running him out of fucking town. I'm saying he's the common theme here. So we got to get over the hump. That's all.
We real quick because
he is the common theme. I will give you that.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think
and let's be real. I mean, I know tongue in cheek and no trade clause, be gone. I mean, there is no better value at the time, right? If you were to do something, if hypothetically you were to do something, there is no better time than now.
Yeah, and Sweets is right.
His value is never going to be higher.
What did he do? What did Harper do? Because my audio cut out at the beginning of it. Did he refuse to talk to the media or something?
No, he just doesn't.
I just don't. He just hasn't in a while.
He just hasn't. He really hasn't. It's all been Schwarber. It's weird. But Sweeps is right. When the Yanks lost, Jeter sucks. When the Patriots lost, Brady too old. When the Lakers lost, it was on Kobe and Shaq. That's what being a superstar comes with, and that's just holding it accountable. That's our job.
Comes with the territory of it.
Yeah, like I didn't take the money. When you sign on the dotted line, expectations go up. And it's simple. When Jalen Hurts signs on the dotted line, guess what happens? Expectations go up.
Yo, when you sign in the dotted line, $330 million, the spotlight's on you, bro. Whether you like it or not,
sign up for
the
that
spotlight
responsibility.
it just got bigger on you, bro.
100%.
And you're playing a top 5 market. You're playing a top 5 market, bro.
I'll bet you Jalen will be the first one right in front of the media too.
Ralphie, how much shit did Howard get? Rollins get?
Oh, my whole life. My whole life. It was constant shit. All three of them. All three of them got shit.
No, not all three.
Ali got shit too. Ali got shit too.
No,
whatever.
Yes,
in comparison,
he did.
no. In comparison, not even close.
You guys are
Come
crazy.
on, Ralphie.
Ralphie, that's the biggest lie in HUD.
Come on, Ralphie.
No, it's not.
The biggest lie. Chase Utley got free
he
pass.
got shit, but he didn't get on the level of Rollins and Howard though.
First off,
They got the worst. They got the fucking worst.
Never gotten shit. That's the facts, though.
No,
that
is
never
facts.
got shit. That's the point.
They should never got shit.
We're looking at a guy like Harper who should get shit, and he's not. So,
well, he was getting it at the stadium tonight, though. They were booing him. So I will say
good,
yeah.
but on air personalities, social media wise, these types of platforms, everybody runs from it. I'm not scared to say, dude, I need you to step up, or listen, I'll hit the market with you. You know what I mean? And I know it's not realistic, but then I got to move on. If this is what it's going to be, and this is the prime of your career, I know you got hurt. I understand all that, but that doesn't affect your hitting. Like Ryan Howard got crucified. Guy hit 40 home runs and was always hot in August and September.
Dude,
Jimmy
you
Brown
could hit
crucified.
70 home runs and still get crucified.
Guy fell asleep on second base last night. Nobody says a word about it. If that happened with Jimmy Rollins, they'd be packing his back.
Yo, he would get benched the next game. He would get benched the next game.
Next game, no accountability either. Charlie was accountable to
the
those
next
guys.
fucking game.
Charlie was
how many times did Jimmy Rollins get benched for not hustling?
A lot.
Yep.
I think, honestly, this is the perfect example of why athletes in any city do not get brownie points for coming back early and playing hurt.
Yep.
That's it. Like, you saw it, like, to a way lesser degree. You saw it with Mayfield in the NFL last year. You're seeing it with Harper, whether he came back too soon.
But he's not hurt, though, because he can't be. Like, that hand can't be hurt and him play through it. Like there's
the elbow. What about the elbow, though?
No, the elbow.
The elbow's not.
But it didn't affect.
I understand it's more of a fielding thing. I understand that.
Yeah, it did. My point, right, is it didn't affect his hitting early on. It didn't affect his hitting right when he came back in the minors and hit a ball that hasn't landed yet. So,
that was a fucking bomb.
Guy's uber talented. He just needs to turn it on. It's as simple as that. I need to turn it on.
I just think he's lost the plate, personally. I think he's doing like a Castellanos early in the season. I think he's just completely lost the plate.
Well, this is the life of.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the life of being a high-paid star player in a big city. I mean, you can look at last night with the Yankees.
Yeah.
Talk about a Giancarlo Stanton who's had a terrible year, struck out 3 times, hit a walk-off. Talked to the media after, and he said, "Listen, if they boo me, I deserve it. I understand it comes with the territory, but you got to face them. You got to face the media and be willing to face the music. You have to be willing to answer for your shortcomings." And I thought that was a pretty good example of someone who is not having a great year and said, "Hey, they should be billing me right now."
Yep. Okay.
This happened.
So we'll get back to where we were. Score predictions are brought to you by Gleason's Bar, located 700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. Use our promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. Gleason's Bar and Steaks.com is where you can find them. They're located 6700 Mill Creek Avenue, Levittown, PA. Make sure you use our promo code A2D. Go try their cheesesteaks. Just run up a bill, baby. Run up a bill and get 10% off.
Yeah, 20,000 doors there. Just pick one. You'll be fine.
I said 31-21 Eagles. We need everybody out there to give us your score prediction. Chance to win $100 if you nail it. And your offensive defensive player of the game, you have to put that in there too for a chance to win. That's your tiebreaker. Make sure you're screenshotting it and sending it over to us. If you win, and then we'll need all your info to send you a couple bucks. But 31-21 Eagles. Ralphie, I don't know if you went or not. Things went off the rail for a hot minute.
I did not. I'll go quick, though. 34-24 Birds.
34-24. Okay.
So we're in the same area.
Yeah. I just upped it 3.
34-28 for me. Birds.
Wow. Well, all three of us have them over 30. Look at us.
Nice.
Look at that. Greatest show on turf. Here we are.
I think it's all
I got him.
We'll score
Jalen
17
fucking
now.
spins it.
three rushing touchdowns for Hurts, by the way. You can call that a bold prediction. That's my prediction. Yeah.
I got him 31-25. I don't have him covering, but I have him winning the game.
If their rush defense is this bad, I don't think it's him doing it. I think we
Miles?
actually try to
Breakout game for Miles, finally?
we try to eliminate him running a ton, maybe. And if their rush defense is that bad, we put it in the belly a lot. But listen, dude, at this point, right, I wouldn't be surprised if he ran for 3. I wouldn't be surprised if he ran for 5. You know, nothing would surprise me anymore when it comes to Jalen Hurts and being special.
If they want to get creative, maybe it's time to unleash some Trey Sermon. Maybe unleash some Trey Sermon.
Hey.
Well,
Burger, Trey Sermon get some
Snow.
snaps.
That'd be fun.
No-hitter.
Let's get crazy. Let's put him in a jersey. Let's get nuts.
I'll say
Greg, what you say?
I got 30-16 in favor of the Eagles.
Okay, Greg?
I'm near Chrome. I got 30-27. I'm
Washington?
a close game. No, I got Eagles.
I gotcha.
I just think it's gonna be a close game, division game, as I mentioned earlier when I was answering the poll.
yeah, I don't like all the over 30s right now. I wish I would have went last.
We'll score 13 points.
Yep. Here comes the 10.
Shut up, Ralph.
13.
Jimmy, first off, you can't divisional games, the first one of your year, it can't be a trap game.
That was a
trap
fucking
game.
trap game.
It's not a trap game.
A trap game's playing the Texans after a Monday night game. That's a trap game, brother. I'm here to help you tonight.
Texans on a short week.
You're having a tough night, Jim. You know what I mean? Stop over, sit on the couch. I'll we'll go over some things. Help you out when it comes to sports.
Oh my god.
Doors always open here, Jim.
Of course he's got Carson that fucking
A
offensive.
division game, by definition, cannot be a
What
trap
a
game.
fucking
It cannot.
crumb.
He would let Carson and Bryce rotate on his face and have no problem with pink eye for a year.
God.
He would just say, pink eye me. Give me 2. Give me 2. 2.
First of the month, pink eye, please.
Ugh.
Damn.
2.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man. 38-17.
We get the
42 to 10.
We get the Jags next week. So what's that a trap game for? You know what I mean? Like we were really worried about the Jags coming into Philly. I mean, I know the Jags are improved, right? But like, in order for me the trap game, you have to have something after the trap game that's trapping us. I'm not thinking the Jags are that trap.
Bro, if we win this week, I mean, we might be 4-0.
Yeah, that'd be
We
nice.
might be 4-0. Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
I might decrease my
Oh,
score. I might
God.
go down to 28 to like 24 right now. There's,
Yeah,
there's
I'm
too
seeing
much. There's too much smiles in the
703's
chat.
got
There's-
42 to 10.
Yeah, there's a little
Oh
too
my
much.
god.
I might deduct. I might start taking some off.
What was Noah at? 57 to 3?
Probably.
Noah still hasn't seen the game too. He still hasn't seen it.
Ian Snow was throwing a no-hitter, by the way. Albert broke it up.
With a bomb?
Nah, it's a base hit, but
That's Chrome. They're
the
throwing
way he was dealing, he was striking everybody out. So, there's another hit now.
Chrome. They were throwing
Gotta get to
softballs to him though. It doesn't really count. They were throwing softballs.
Oh, I know. He's throwing softballs in a tight game.
I wonder if Blake Snell's going to inbox me after this one. Real quick, and then get back to it.
Memories.
Martin, we'll get to yours, and we'll get to your comment, your super chat in 1 second. I don't want to miss the Slim Reaper. I said we didn't have a quarterback in April. I said the time's his in April. I recall saying giving him his junior year numerous times in that video, also being clipped and going out to the people. So, like, I don't know. Slim, I love you. You know this, but I don't recall saying we don't have one. I said we might not know. That's what I definitely said. We don't know what we have. So was I on an island there? Was I the only guy, Slimmy, that said I don't know right now? Like, why is that? Why is that so frowned upon? Like, just not knowing. I don't freaking know. Time's yours. Show me what you are. Right. Like, was anybody?
I think a lot of people were saying that after the last time we saw him in last season, which was the Bucs game, playoff game.
Good.
I went on record and said I don't think there's a quarterback in this city. I said that the post game right after that game got done. So if it's a violation to say, hey, we're unsure, maybe we're not on the bandwagon fully after we get embarrassed in a wild card matchup against Tom Brady and that Buccaneers defense. All right, it's fraudulent, but there's a lot of questions.
See, here we go. 7:03. E-Banks. Tom said we don't know if we have a quarterback. That's all I said.
We didn't know.
Goodness gracious. I love you guys, though.
I think unless you have
I
like
love everybody.
I think unless you're like one of like 8 or 9 teams in the NFL every other team in the NFL is saying that same thing. Like, I don't know if he's the guy. I don't know. It's not Mahomes. I'm not sure. Like,
You
unless
guys
you
should
have
be so proud of yourselves. Right. The people out there that predicted it. Right. I want you guys to be so proud of yourselves. Okay. Congratulations. But all you that thought he was going to be special, like you can knock off like caring about what was said in the past if people are believing in him now. Like it's okay to change opinions. Like this is I you know what I mean? Like it's okay. This isn't politics. You know what I mean? You can change your opinion. You can change your stance on people. Oh my God. I love sports. Love sports. Everybody give their goddamn 31 to 30 plus to 20 score prediction here.
I just don't know what people want, to be honest. If like, I'm not even gonna get into it.
Well, they want you to speak on. They want you to speak honestly, but only if the honesty falls in line with what their beliefs are.
That's a good
Mm-hmm.
point. Like facts change
and
opinion.
your first take has got to be right. If you're wrong,
Yes,
you can't
because
ever.
the
get
internet
back
lasts
on it.
forever. Even
Yep.
though, like,
And that's
facts
why they
change
have the
opinions.
freezing cold takes account.
Martin, super chat. We appreciate you, brother. I got Philly going 6-0 hitting the bye week.
Very, very possible.
Damn.
Very, very possible.
I
Yeah.
put a 10 up on Broad Street. Go 6-0.
Put a 10 up in my pants.
Jesus Christ.
Players of the game.
I think I picked Jalen last week. I think for everybody out there, just to confirm that.
Can't do that, Tom. You can't be on the bandwagon. That's against the rules.
Yep, totally against the rules. Give me Miles.
Go pick.
Miles over a honey cut.
Mm.
2 tutties.
Ooh!
2 tutties for
And we're dancing.
the softy. For Mr. Soft.
And we're dancing.
I'll
I'll go.
We're
just because I went
running
with
down
the-
broad.
Just because I went agree with the
With
poll,
Miles.
I'll take Jalen Hurts as my offensive player of the game. 3 passing touchdowns for
I'll
Jalen.
go real quick with Ralphie because I can't go with anybody else because I have Hurts get in the end zone 3 times with his leg, so I physically cannot go with anybody else but him. So I'll just piggyback with Ralphie on that one.
I don't want to piggyback on Ralph and Ryan.
Hey, there's no room.
It's a good idea.
I think
I'm gonna
Ralph
go
got you.
with let me go with AJ Brown as my player of the game.
Nice, go pick. Chrome.
Oof.
Oof, it's not a
Yusuf.
player. Where's he at? Oh, there he is.
Give me 2 minutes here because you guys kind of took who I was thinking. I'm gonna try to go somewhere different here.
There he is. I haven't seen that.
Yusuf, I like the self-awareness out of you, Yusuf. We'll try and keep it easy on you this Sunday.
Yusuf, it's been a while, brother. How are you?
Devontae Crump.
Go. You could go Dallas.
Their linebackers
I'm
aren't
gonna
very
go
good.
Dallas.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
gonna go
good.
Dallas here.
That's
Yeah.
a good pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Dallas
Linebackers
here.
eat too.
I think Dallas will get about say 75 yards receiving and a TD.
Yeah, go pick.
Well, Dallas Goddard yak because their linebackers aren't very good and they can't
Go
tackle.
pick.
It is nice to watch a tight end that can get some yak though.
Yeah, it is nice.
So has caveman hands every once in a while, but I'll look past it.
Well, we haven't had that.
He's not going to be my player of the game, but I like the current role that Zach Pascal has with the team.
I like
The
that
enforcer?
too.
Especially, like the enforcer, like on special teams, and on those gritty third downs, being that first guy in the pile. I kind of like that. He's obviously, I'm not going to make him my player of the game, but I just wanted to point out that like little enforcer role from one of your wide receivers. I like that. But I'll go.
Put that back in your chamber, though. You know what I mean? I would just say that to yourself, like just amongst friends off air. Your love for Zach Pascal. I love it though. This is what we fall in love with, right? You know what I mean? This is Philly, right? We for the enforcer.
The enforcer.
I mean, there's a part of me.
Guys, 5-7.
Give me an enforcer in hockey, and I want him run out of town.
There's a part of me that wants.
Different fucking sport. Get the fuck
A
out of
little
town.
part of me that wants to go for Quez this week too. I feel
Nah,
like
you
A little
can't.
banged up, Chrome.
You
He's
can't.
a little banged up though.
Yeah, rotator cuff.
I thought you were going to go Britton Covey because he couldn't get into the in the parking
Players
lot.
lot.
No way. Is that
nobody
actually true?
Gainwell.
Yeah.
No Gainwell for anybody.
What?
I'm going to go Devonta.
Go pick.
Since he was left out there, I'm going to go Devonta.
Go pick.
I think Jalen and that offense showed what you can do with multiple guys, right? You know what I mean? Obviously, week one, you keyed in on your best guy, but then you started spreading the ball around, and it was pretty fun to watch.
Part of me wanted to go Gainwell because he's kind of in my doghouse right now, and it's not because his.
Now you got to go Jalen.
Well, no, Ralphie, I did, trust me. But I just don't know what he does, and I know like he's a rotational guy, but I heard so much this offseason, like, oh, it's Gainwell, unleash Gainwell. Yeah. First off, you got to catch that pass. Like he ruins like a perfect career game for Hurts in the stat sheet. I don't know what he does. He doesn't pick up the blitz. He doesn't really block that well. Can't catch, really. So like I heard all this buzz of him. Like, where did he come out of? Memphis, Greg?
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, oh my God, wait until year 2 of Gainwell. Boston Scott's better than you, bro. Come on. Like, it doesn't do anything for me.
They're like the same, right? I mean, I think Boston might be better too.
Yeah, at least he puts his foot in the ground. He keeps the ball in his hands.
I mean, he runs hard, Gainwell. He's had some drops. It's whatever. It's your second or third back, right? So that's why I just don't even I just let it go. But you're right. I mean, everybody thought he was the next coming. He's just another scat guy. It's really on Miles, right? And that's why I think he's the player of the game because he's played better. He's held on to the football. He's sometimes he likes to bounce a little too much, and that's him. But I seen him lower more shoulders. I sort of see him looking for contact. He obviously heard what we said on ATD about him. And I like that. I think he wants to be the guy, right? So, I think it's a week, like you said, Rod, that we can really run the football, right? Mm-hmm. And it's our biggest test defensively before we get in the defensive players of the game. This is currently our biggest test defensively. And I know,
absolutely, I agree.
What do you mean, Tom? Like on the outside, there's way more playmakers than we played all year. This is probably arguably the best quarterback of the three. That's not saying a lot. You know what I mean? It's not saying a lot at all. But it's probably arguably the best, and they're all pretty close, right? In the grand scheme of things. But this is probably the best weapon quarterback-wise that we'll see.
And I think a big-time matchup, like obviously McLaurin's going to get headlines. Dotson being the rookie and him being a big touchdown scorer in the first 2 weeks is big. But to me, I think the biggest difference maker could easily be Curtis Samuel because he's on their depth chart as their third wide receiver. He's been in the league for years. He really hasn't done anything flashy throughout his career. He's most likely going to be on Maddox, and Maddox has done a good job. But just, numbers-wise, and obviously if you have him in fantasy, you would know this also, he's been Carson Wentz's most productive and consistent wide receiver to go to in the first 3 weeks. He's had by far the most receptions of the receivers. He's had 15, 133 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dotson's only had 7, and McLaurin's only had 6.
Yeah, they really obviously hone in on the other two guys, which gives him looks. The difference with our defense is our slot corner is a top 5 slot corner in football. Yeah. And that's the difference. So hopefully that can contain it. But this is our biggest matchup per se at 3 levels defensively on the outside that we've seen. So now it's really up to our secondary, and it's up to our front to get home. Great pressure, arid throws, stuff like that. But I'm going to go with a guy. I'm going to go a little different from where everybody's probably going to go and save some guys for people. But I think Chauncey Gardner finally has a big game in an Eagles uniform. I think he's getting closer and closer. I thought he played well on Monday night, like especially some open field tackles. He wasn't obviously the star of the game by any stretch, but I think he gets a pick. I know he's playing a little bit of a newer position, even though he's played it before. I get it, right? And I think it's some getting used to. Obviously, coming over late, but I think he put some things together this week, and I think he definitely creates a turnover of some fashion, either a fumble or a big interception.
I like it. You had him. You liked him playing well week 1. You had him playing really well week 1, and he did.
Yeah,
but he did play really well week 1. So no, it makes sense that he continues that progression. I like it.
Wow, Marquise, that'd be fun. Fletcher going to have 2 fumbles and 1 return for a TD. I'll just take the 2 fumbles. You know what I mean?
I'm going with. I think Hassan has a big game here. 2 sacks.
Okay. Do for him, Chrome.
I think we're going to get after the quarterback. Listen, the guy is usually a pretty lock for double-digit sacks in the season. I think this is a game. They bring some of the pressure. It's going to give him an opportunity to get off on the edge there, and I think he's going to get to Carson for 2 sacks.
I'll go right there with Chrome as far as getting to the quarterback. I'll go more interior because their interior offensive line is a mess. They have their center is a guy who's just on the practice squad. They've had, I think, 3 center. This will be their 3rd center in 3 weeks. Some guy, Wes Martin. You have their right guard has been banged up also. What'd you say, Tom?
Fumbled snaps, right? Like you can see some mistakes there. And then, like we said earlier, right? Like you got to beat them in the middle, right? You got to create your pressure in the middle. Tristan, what's up? And then, right, go ahead. 40 boy, we see the super chat. We'll get right to you.
To me, I'm going to go with a guy who's been an absolute ghost for the first 2 weeks. The only time that we brought him up is in a negative sense in week 1. I think we're going to see 2 sacks out of Javon Hargrave on this Sunday.
Guys are due. Guys are due. Hargrave's due. Like Chrome said, Reddick's due. There's definitely a list of guys that are due.
For Reddick to be due, and I don't disagree with this at all, Chrome. For Reddick to do what he needs to do, they got to stop playing him like a cornerback first. They got to actually play him like his position.
Here we go back to the Vic Fangio scheme. That just doesn't make sense to me when that's your best pass rusher. Like if you had other damn good pass rushers, I get it. You have guys. You literally have guys. That's what you went out and got this guy to do. I don't guy we drop back 3 or 4 times a game, fine. But the majority is go get that guy. Go get him. The fact that he has no sacks after 2 games is an indictment on Jonathan Gannon.
Oh, and real quick on Javon Hargrave, I mean, this is the guy who was, by all accounts, and we heard right before, I think it was right before week 1, how we allotted all that cap space. It was like $8 to $9 million, and everyone was saying, "Oh, is that Kareem Hunt? Is that Odell?" I don't think it's any of that. I think it's preparing for Javon Hargrave's potential extension. So he's next up. Sweat got it last year. Mailata got it last year. It's pretty much Hargrave if he actually comes alive. So not only is he important for us, but dude, you're next in line to get paid. Wake the hell up, please.
Boy, Circle, who's your player of the game?
I'm gonna go with another guy that's been somewhat of a ghost.
No card.
I'm gonna go Fletcher Cox. 2 sacks for Fletcher on his old quarterback.
Okay, his best buddy, best friend. Talk.
So you go hunt him down.
Shit.
Just pick him up.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I caught that.
Frank?
Oh man, I'm stuck between 2 players.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want to pick the guy who has been a ghost so far this season, hasn't done much, or do I go with one of the other members of the secondary?
That's up to you.
It's tough. I want to see a game out of our ghost rookie Jordan Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
So I'm going to go with Marcus Epps as my player of the game.
Wow, so you went all the way there.
Oh my God!
You are the best.
Frank is the king of a reach around, man. He really. You got fingers like rulers back there, brother.
You got to touch my dick. How do you get there? No, that was a great. Listen, that was great. Greg, did you go?
No, I'm gonna go. Guy who's been playing really well so far this year. Gonna continue that. He's also my son, TJ Edwards.
Listen, no lies. I mean, listen, he's played really well. So I mean, I give credit where credit's due. I think I'm pretty clear about that. I still like to see Nakobe once in a while, but it is what it is right now. And if the guy continues to play at a high level, that's what competition creates, right? It makes guys have to up their level, or your job's on the line. 40 boy, more of a statement for Wentz or Hurts. Well, here in Philadelphia, it's got to be Hurts because, then people are going to be like, "Yeah, we made the right decision." But if we lose, you know where it's going to go. Not here at A2D, but out there in the public, it's going to be all about "Oh, Eagles made the wrong decision." No, I don't even want that conversation. If that conversation comes up on A2D for any show, I'm personally not allowing that criteria or poll question. I'm not allowing that topic. It's unfair. It is what it is. We have our guy, and I said he wasn't going to have a dominant game, but I can see Jalen throwing for more yards than Carson. I can see it.
I actually,
I'm gonna say on a national scale, I think it's more so for Hurts because I think people, even if the Washington Commies win this game, Carson is what he is. And I think at this point, people kind of assume that Carson's near his ceiling. For Hurts, he's the talk. It's seeing what he's doing progressing week by week. If he comes out and wins a big divisional game coming off of these last two games, coming off of a short week, and he's a factor in this game, I think that goes a really long way for him. So I think it's important, and it's against, the guy who he sat behind, who he ended up taking his job. So I think it means more for him. Carson's now on his second team since he left here. So, he's got a lot more to answer for than just what he didn't do here 2 years ago. So for me, I got to go Jalen Hurts on this one.
I disagree with both of you, to be honest. I think it's bigger for Carson nationally and locally. I do. Mostly locally, Tom, based off of what you said, the fraudulent, oh my God, see, we could have him with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. It'll be that. Even if Hurts plays well, then it'll be, to the storyline of, oh, well, Hurts can't play against, a gunslinger like Wentz. I can already see the Twitter posts about that. And then nationally, we all know nationally with any sport, they love it when somebody gets their revenge on Philadelphia. I mean, they talked about the Ben Simmons revenge tour when the Nets came in and blew us out. Even when Ben Simmons was in street clothes, they said it was revenge. This guy's actually playing the most important position in all of sports. And if he plays well and wins the game against us, I absolutely think that'll be a bigger story. And also, I think
I don't know that week 3 in Washington is necessarily where that story is going to be driven, though. If this was in Philadelphia, I might agree. But the fact that it's in Washington, it's week 3, and things are still kind of shaking out, because we always say you start to know who you are by week 4 in the NFL. I don't think it's as much. But with the level Jalen's playing now, he's already getting the national conversation.
Yep.
And I think that's why it becomes more of a conversation point for him that, is there any regression this week? Or is he who people are starting to believe that he is? Is he intimidated by the fact he's going against this former, the guy who was in front of him before? I just think that there's a lot more to be talked about Jalen after this than people are going to praise Wentz. Wentz has way too much to answer for that. This one single game in Washington is going to be a big needle mover for him.
At the end of the day, they're going to overreact to both ways.
Either way, it's going to happen either way.
Yep.
There's no right answer, right? That's the funny thing about it. Like, there really isn't a right answer. Like, at the end of the day, if Carson wins, it's going to be like, oh, I told you so, right? And the national media will run with it, of course, because that's what they do. Locally, there'll be tons of questions about it. And if Jalen wins, it's going to be like, I told you so on that point, right? Like, we made the right decision. Nationally, that won't get – nationally, I think that gets recognition too, because I think nationally Jalen Hurts is liked a lot, right? So I think nationally, if he beats Carson, it's going to be, look, the Eagles made the right decision here, right? And that's where it's going to go. But week 3, that answer – that question isn't answered, right? It's not answered week 3. It's answered over longevity. It's answered over a body of work. It's answered over postseason wins, right? Like, that's when that question is really answered if you care about the question, which I don't care about, right? So to me, I'm not looking at Jalen versus Carson, and I know that's where it's going to go, right? Like, this is a big football game for us. This is a team that I believe is going to give us our biggest fight for this division over time. Right, and they're not playing perfect football right now, and it's a chance to get one from them. This is huge for us. We were a great road team last year, and the proof of a damn good football team is teams that travel well. So,
and what generally travels well, obviously, is defense, and that's so far it has been our strength.
Screw Carson. Now I want this game even more because I don't want this conversation.
I agree.
And
we can't ever escape this conversation. We still hear Nick
exactly.
Foles. We're still hearing Nick Foles, who hasn't started in how many years? Yeah, I don't even think he's been a second string in how many years.
Okay,
hearing Nick Foles. It's never going to end.
This is probably a stupid question because I know everybody's score prediction. 40 boy, I agree with you. Hurts is strong mentally. I think that's an edge on Wentz for sure.
Yeah.
I'll definitely agree with that one. But like,
You could see the difference in Carson.
Who
That last year,
checks off more
particularly,
boxes?
we always talked about the body language.
Who
What's
checks
your
off
question?
more boxes for you in this game? Like, God, it's so hard. But like the one guy does better things than the other guy, but the other guy does better things than the other guy. They're like weird because they're not similar at all. They're like completely different, two different styles of
right.
quarterbacks.
I
Like,
think I actually think it's easier than we give it credit for. One guy's weaknesses cancels out his greatness or goodness, because I don't even like saying greatness with Carson Wentz.
and the
He has
one guy,
mistakes.
and the one guy who plays winning football, right, per se, right, and a guy like Jalen makes up for some of his weaknesses. Where Carson's so like when we draft Carson's the prototypical franchise quarterback in everything he does, right? His arm strength, his ability to move around, right? His turnovers and trying to look for the big play all the time is what's cost him. But if you look at Jalen doesn't always look for the big play. Jalen takes what's in front of him. Jalen tries to take care of the football. They're different styles, and I think at the end of the day, the quarterback that takes care of the football is usually the quarterback that's going to have more success. That's just 101, and you guys all know. I'm not telling you nothing you guys don't know. But I think that's a difference in this football game, like a lot of people, and you guys have said, on air, is one guy's probably going to turn the football over. Can the other guy not?
I think Carson can throw for more for more yards than Jalen on Sunday. But I think if you look at the end of the day, Jalen might have more total yards.
Yeah, I think it goes back to the conversation we had right before we did our preview for week 1. Like, I think a lot of us, when we did those quarterback rankings around the NFL, like, I'll just speak for me personally, I had Hurts 16, I had Wentz 17. So the comparisons between the two, it's ironic because not only will we always be linked, both those two, because of, obviously they were on the same team, but also division, at least, until Carson possibly goes to another team. It's that they are very similar as far as, hey, they're middle of the road quarterbacks per se, but they have things that can make them of the upper echelon category of that position.
Yeah, if Carson doesn't turn the football over, he's a top 10 quarterback.
And I see sometimes people say like, oh well, his numbers with turnovers are low, guys, so we can't say that. It's not just the turnovers. It's the not running out of the bounds. It's not throwing it away. It's taking a stupid sack. It's a pass deflection. It's not having a 5-yard wide open guy that's right in front of you and not being able to complete that pass. So it's not always just what shows up in the stat sheet.
It's the boneheaded play.
Yeah,
Right. It's how he gets those picks.
It's beyond like the interception to touchdown ratio. It's literally sitting back for 4 hours and watching how he does his job.
I mean, let's not get it twisted too. Wentz from day one has been the home run guy, right? Always look for the home run.
Yeah. Well,
don't get that twisted either. You know what I mean?
Well, he had a ton of success doing it early on too, right? So it sort of leads to that as well, Ralphie. And he's so gifted arm strength wise. It's like he feels like there's not a throw he can't make in the tree or at any time. Gets him in trouble. Jimmy, my question to you is, I feel like this offense is an offense that can come back in football games. I think they're explosive. I think you're not giving them enough credit. And I feel like part of you hasn't watched the first 2 weeks. Because I think you're really downplaying the ability for this offense to score points. Like, by saying that you never had the feeling because of Jalen's arm that we can come back in games.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here. 4 out of 6 seasons of only having 7 picks is hard to ignore. Again, like I hate doing like the stats lie and all that stuff and watch the games. I don't like saying that. But literally just sit back and watch him play quarterback. And you cannot disagree with what we're saying.
How many fumbles did he Did he lose?
Yeah,
turning the football over.
Yeah. How many fumbles period that total? Like, forget the ones that he lost too. Like, how many total fumbles did Carson Wentz have last year? And the year before that? And the year before that? And
I will look those up.
That matters in this league, man. I mean, it matters. Where the other guy, I'm not saying the other guy hasn't thrown interceptions, right? He's had some bad games. But he's literally turned the football over one time this year, and now it's because of a drop ball. So, I got to believe that he's actually more cognizant of it than the other guy.
All right. So with the fumbles for one Mr. Wentz. So in 2020 alone, he had 10 fumbles, lost 4 of them. Last season in Indianapolis, he fumbled 8 times and lost 5 of those.
With a lot of losses. So he went
What
up.
what about the year prior? One of his good years, 2019.
2019.
I'm just
find
curious.
out.
Because I'm trying to
see what
see, even when
stats
he's
he
playing
has.
well, does he still put the ball on the ground?
Let's see. Okay, so in 2019, he had 16 fumbles with 7 lost fumbles.
See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Even in a good year, it outweighs the good. It's not always about fumbles lost. It's not always about interceptions being made on the 1 yard line or him trying to throw left-handed on his own 1 yard line, which he did. It's about his mistakes constantly stunting drives. How many times did he have a 3rd and 2, or let's just say a 2nd and 2, and he had Miles Sanders in the flat, and he was not able to A, recognize he's there, or B, get the ball to him, which then resulted in either a fumble, loss of 5 yards, for them makes it become 3rd and 7. These are stunting mistakes. And I'm not saying he's not the only person that's ever done it. But that's the
gunslingers make mistakes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's just the way it is. And Jalen's more conservative. And Yusuf said, Carson's been more conservative this year. Just checking down and trying to grow. And listen, it is what it is. This is going to be a fun football game. And I don't know who's going to outplay who at the quarterback position. One can outplay the other, and that team not win too. But I'm going to side with the guy that I believe is more mentally tough, more cognizant of turnovers, and will try to make the winning play. And that's Jalen Hurts. So let's freaking go, boys. Let's go. Yeah, Ryan's right, and that's the point. It's not about forget throwing in the double coverage and it getting broken up, right? Like I'm not even going to go there because I don't have to. At the end of the day, when you lose footballs, even if your team gets them back, it kills drives, it kills momentum, and we're just talking about fumbles. I mean, you're talking about double-digit turnovers yearly. I mean, that's nothing to like say.
You know what that does to trust?
It's okay.
You know what that does to trust levels in a locker room? We know because we saw it. You guys want to do week 3 picks?
Sure. Not really. Frank, can you do me a favor? Because I think that I've like.
What is your favor?
To the worst start in the history of locks. Last year, tied for first. And
I'm glad you asked. I actually do have all the records right now.
Not glad at all. I asked, so appreciate you not saying that. 40 boy, you're my boy, Blue. Appreciate the super chat. He says, whenever I get high on Hurts, I think about the New York Giants game Monday night. Was his ceiling? The link was rocking. 17 vibes. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Frank?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, 40 boy, I hear you. I and I hope that more games like you so far this year help continue push that Giants game further back in of our memory, right? Because I'm with you. You can't not unsee that, but then you watch him on Monday and he was electric.
All right, Frank.
All right. So, yes, last week was pretty bad in terms of picks.
I'd won.
Only one Mr. Chromiak went 500. Everybody else either got one pick right or had an offer. And I got to say, yikes with these standings. So our leader so far is one Mr. Chromiak with a nice 6-2 record.
Oh my God.
Everybody else is under 500.
Well, what's the records, Frank?
All right, Ryan, you are 3-4. Greg, you are currently 2-7.
That's 3rd place.
I'm not sure.
Okay, just give us this.
Yeah. Ralph and I are 2-6, and Tom, you are 1-7.
It's been a rough start.
It's very rough.
Yep, Vegas knows that too. Because I stand by it. I think the beginning of the NFL year is always hard.
Yeah.
Always hard, and then it starts to
Absolutely.
and then you can start cleaning up. The bookies make money early. Look at our numbers, right? We have one guy over 500 in our picks, right? So it just states that how much they clean up early on in the year. They just do because nobody knows. It's the biggest guessing game ever, and then week 8, you're like, okay.
Do you want me to read the games, Tom, or do you want to?
I'll
I
read
have
them.
Okay.
Got DraftKings up. So Steelers go to the Browns. That's tomorrow night. Sorry, that's tomorrow night. Yep, that's our Thursday night game. So Steelers plus 4 in Cleveland. Feel like that's a tough, low-scoring game, but you don't know.
I got the Browns winning, but I got Cleveland covering. I mean, Pittsburgh covering.
I got Pittsburgh winning, and I mean they're going to win and cover, they win. They already got the points. Never mind. What am I talking about? But I do have my lock with the under on this game at 38.5 points. They both had short weeks, and we're going to expect a lot of defense. So at least that's what the bettors are looking at. That it's going to be defensive heavy. So I'm going to take the under at 38.5 points. And of course, as history shows, since 2003, with the under set at 38.5 points, it has hit the under 7 times.
In simplified terms, also give me as one of the locks the under in the game, Frank.
All right.
But I will just, for the pick game, I will go with the Browns.
Give me the better.
I got the Browns covering.
Give me the better coach. Give me Mikey Tom on the road.
Rah.
It's probably more right to pick that, but yeah.
That's a tough loss for Cleveland last week. You know what I mean? That's a tough one to rebound from.
Yeah.
You know what? Give me one of my locks just to go against you guys for funsies. Give me the over.
All right.
Make up ground.
I'm so lost, right? I'm just gonna fucking throw shit out here. Might do a 10-piece this week. Like everything's Tom's locks. Is he okay? Sorry, I forgot to get to this. My bad. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold the goddamn phone. Our picks are brought to you by Araya Public Adjusting. Do you have damage to your home or property? They can help. Don't fight your homeowner's insurance alone. Contact our good friends at Araya Public Adjusting. 813-564-3364. They're licensed in pretty much every state. So if you need anything, reach out. They'll take care of you. Tell them, the boys at A2D sent you. All right, who's got to make the picks? Ralph,
but I think he's away from keyboard at the moment.
Yes.
Greg went. All right, everybody went, right?
Yep.
So,
yep.
A great game here. Buffalo travels to Miami. Miami's getting 6 in this football game. They're a home dog. Buffalo's really good. So is Miami. But give me Miami plus 6. Frank, this is another lock. Teams play bad in Miami for some reason. Teams always do.
I'm taking Miami. I'm taking Miami. I'm taking Miami plus 6. With this one, give me the over. That's a lock.
All right. And what's the over set?
52.5.
Jinx. Frank, make sure you get this lock in. Miami plus 6.
I did.
Can't mess up locks now.
No. I took the over.
I'm not talking about you. Come back.
Not everyone's talking about you, Chrome.
Go back from the crickets, and then you tell me I'm talking about you. I'm telling you my lock, Cromer. Dolphins plus 6. And the Bills are awesome. Still think Dolphins covered this football game.
I got the Bills minus 6. I'll take the points.
Feel great now.
I will take the Dolphins with the points, but the Bills win.
Dolphins cover, Bills win. No locks for me. And Ralph is still away from keyboard.
Yep. Our next one, Detroit travels to Minnesota. Detroit getting 6 on the road in Minnesota. Give me the line plus 6.
I was going to say, that was one of my locks. Detroit plus 6.
All right. Detroit plus 6.
Detroit's proven to be a pretty good football team.
Yeah, it's not just the Lions anymore, is it, Greg?
No.
We were saying, where's that guy that was saying that all last week?
I won't go as far as say they win the game, because I think there is a bounce back feature to Minnesota after being embarrassed. And
I'm taking
their
the points,
secondary isn't what
wins.
we are, but I think they cover the points.
Yeah, 6
go ahead.
No. 6 is a lot.
I will take Detroit with the points Although actually, you know what? I have Detroit win outright.
Oh,
But my lock in this game involves one Mr. Dalvin Cook. Give me Dalvin Cook with any touchdown.
Okay. Nice. Everybody good?
Just give me the lines.
Okay.
No locks. No locks.
I'll just go to this game, whatever. We already talked about it. But Eagles go to the Commanders. Eagles -6.5. I mean, obviously, from my score, it's Eagles, but that 6.5 still worries me. Like, I could see it being a fucking field goal game.
yeah.
So I don't even know. I'm just passing on this one.
I have 2 locks on this.
You got 2 locks on this?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Are they going to be combined together or are they already separate?
Frank, was my only hit the Eagles last week? Because I guaranteed an Eagles win and cover last week. I had none the first week, and this past week was the Eagles my only hit.
Last week.
I have to go back to them.
Just go on the archives.
That's why I have to ask. I'm going to have to circle back right here.
Last week.
Jeez, got a lot of papers over there.
It's in the other filing cabinet.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You left it downstairs, Frank.
It's called the old stuff.
I think I did.
I think that was your one, Tom. I'm 99% sure that was your one.
Then we're going to circle back. Eagles a lock. Give me them with the points.
I got it, Frank. I figured it out. You're good.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh,
Crumble.
jeez,
He threw it away.
Oh, cool. Guy's taking the trash.
Oh, I forgot that you took 5. Aha, that's why.
So he's 2-7.
You are 2-7. I forgot that you made that lock in there.
Don't call it a comeback.
He's already making up ground.
Been here for years.
I think I ain't asking this.
A clerical mistake.
Yep, every week I'm going to be circling back to you now.
Yeah, make sure put that in like an laminated folder, Frank. Just save yourself some time. Frank, are you ready for my 2?
All right, so
they're not tied together.
Okay, so
I'm not doing Parlay City. I'm not doing it.
Parlays or teasers. All right.
Yeah, I'm good. Give me the over as a lock. The over is 47.5. Or I'm sorry, no, just 47 flat. Doesn't matter. I have it going way over that.
All right.
And the other one, give me Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown. Since I have him doing it 3 times.
Yeah.
CD. No.
Oh.
We're going.
And Tom, you said you had a lock on this game.
Yes, I said the Eagles.
Okay,
Eagles,
with the okay.
Any other locks? Chrome, Greg?
I have the Eagles covering. I'm also going to go Jalen Hurts anytime score. That's a lock.
Damn it. I can't make ground. Damn it. Well, at least I'm going down with the ship. At least if we lose that, Chrome, we're going down together.
All right, we ready?
I've been doing pretty well with the anytime scores this season.
Ralph, any locks on the Eagles game, Ralph?
No.
Okay.
Hi, Ralph.
Ralph, you want to jump back to the 2 games if you have any locks for him? Pittsburgh, Cleveland?
No. I do not.
Miami, Buffalo?
All right, Crump.
Okay.
Raiders travel to Tennessee. Raiders, Tennessee +2. Frank, give me another one here. Another lock. Give me the Raiders. Right. No way they go 0-3. No freaking way.
Raiders money line.
No, Raiders +2.
No, fuck the points. -125. It's pretty much even bet. Screw the 2 points. Straight up.
I'm going Tennessee here, and I'm locking in Derrick Henry anytime score.
All right, Derrick Henry.
No way coming off of that game he had this week. He's not coming out raging this week.
And I also have a lock on this one. I'm going to take Vegas with the points, though before it went up to 2, it was 1.5 when I originally wrote it down. So I have Vegas 1.5 against Tennessee.
Give me the Raiders straight up, no locks.
Raiders, just regular.
Raiders.
Although I have a hard time believing kind of the same thing. Tommy
ball sack this year. Raiders.
Kind of like Tommy believing the Raiders go 0-3. It's tough to Tough to think the Titans go 0-3 too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
but
lot
the Titans
easier
suck
to the
ass.
Titans than the Raiders do.
No, I agree with you. Yes.
I mean, that's sort of where I start looking at now here when we get a little bit of a sample size is like, are they really an 0-3 team? I mean, like, it's the NFL, right? They could easily go there and lose that football game. But I think Tennessee stinks. Like I told you, they lost their best defensive end earlier on this before the season. I think it's a huge loss for them. It's hard to keep overcoming. You lose your best receiver, you lose your best DN, right? It's hard, and your quarterback's not a franchise guy. So, and
he's just a guy.
Yeah, and Derek's great in the second level, but you know what I mean, because he makes it tough on corners.
But when you don't have all those weapons, they're keen on Derek.
All right, we ready for the next one?
Oh, Ralph, did you have any locks for Minnesota and Detroit? We forgot to ask that. All right.
No, I did not.
No, we asked it all, Crump. He came back and said, I got nothing.
We didn't ask about that one.
We said, anything you want to catch up on? He said, no.
He didn't know what we even did.
Yeah, he did, because he's been biting his nails for 10 minutes since he came back.
He's nervous. He's nervous over there.
Scared to death right now. Chiefs travel to the great Indianapolis Colts. Chiefs home dog at 5.5.
Give me the over on this one, Frank.
Wow, here he comes.
Wait,
Over and
over.
hold on, I gotta
what?
give me a second.
50.5.
50 and a half. 50 and a half. 50 and a half. Yep.
Frank, I have my last lock on this
Ralph,
one.
you got any
also.
locks in this game, Ralph?
Yeah, Chiefs, Colts over 50 and a half. Mark me down.
Right.
You said the line.
What's the numbers this week?
Plus 5.5. Getting plus 5.5.
The fact that they think it's only a 5. Yeah, give me the Chiefs, please. Lock. Do they realize the Colts stink?
Listen, I need a hit on these. I gotta pay rent.
I'm going to put my final lock in on this game as well.
Stop following me. Get out of here. Stop following me.
Give me Travis Kelce anytime score.
These anytime scores are horse shit, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like you should only be able to do
That's
one.
a guarantee.
Yeah,
I feel like you should only be able to do one a week.
Yeah.
Personally.
You're just running them off. No wonder you go to
Or just grow a set and do a parlay like me.
No, we're not stupid.
Yeah, I like to have fun. Give me the Colts plus the points. The line's too fishy for me not to go Colts.
This is begging you to take the Chiefs, which I get, right? It's saying, like, why would you not? But the home dog, the weird NFL, I don't think the Colts win this game, but, you know, nothing surprises me anymore. But I'm taking the Colts plus the 5.5 in this game. I can't believe I'm doing it. I think they stink, but that line's weird, man. It's almost saying you better, you know, you should take the Chiefs. Only 5.5?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yep, I agree, Tommy. Which means bet the house on the Chiefs.
Yep, 2-7.
Both of us.
Well, I was 1-7 because we're not, you know, we're getting clerical errors here.
Yeah.
So I don't even trust it. I might be 3-7.
We need a spreadsheet next week, as Bobby Eagle said.
Don, I think the Colts stink, but I think they find a way to cover it. It's a weird line. Frank?
Give me Chiefs outright, no locks.
All right. Chiefs outright, but they're the favorite.
They're the favorite.
You can't say outright.
Well, whatever. Chiefs win.
You're such a silly goose, Frank.
Silly try.
He's so silly.
The shit Cincinnati Bengals travel to the New York Jets.
Mm.
Jets getting 5.5. Yeah,
Toss up game.
give me the Jets plus 5.
Could be a trap game for the Jets.
Get out of my head. Get out of my freaking head. I was just gonna say. Gonna say that. Oh, damn it.
What are they trapping to? Who do they have next
No,
week?
they're just coming. They're just coming
we're
off
making
a big
fun of
win.
the.
So you know,
we're making fun of the
might be-
person
might
who
be
said
a-
trap game an hour ago.
Oh,
might be a trap game for
this
them.
is a lock. Give me the Bengals minus the 5.
And I also have a lock on this game. Give me Cincy with the money line.
Yeah, give me the Bengals. No lock. Ralph.
Cincinnati minus the 5. Give me the points. Give me the
Locks?
minus 5. Yeah.
Want to do any
Yeah,
anytime
mark
touchdown?
that down for me. No. That's not a lock, Frank. I'm just
I know.
okay.
Don't you write that down, Frank?
I did not.
Chrome
Yep.
minus the 5. Cincinnati's getting 5.
Cincinnati.
Yeah. Good pick.
Yep,
Thanks, buddy.
Not so fast, my friends.
Baltimore travels to New England. New England plus 2.5.
Baltimore blows a big ass lead. Give me Baltimore. They're just a better football team.
Yeah, give me Baltimore.
Here we go. Here comes the Mac Jones love.
Who?
Go.
He's
Give me
not
Pats
worth it,
plus the
Frank.
2.5.
I just don't know what you see in him. Mac Jones is terrible.
Yeah, but again, it just goes
Wait, did
to.
they win last week?
They did, and they covered.
It's against Mitch Trubisky.
It's the NFL, right?
I hear you.
But the
I'm
Ravens
gonna
are coming off. Ravens are coming off a bad loss. Well, I don't understand bad loss, an unexpected loss, right? Bad in the way it happened, right?
Oh, it was a bad loss.
Yeah.
It was absolutely a bad loss. You're not wrong.
And then they're going on the road, and Bill's weird. Bill has things to do with Lamar, I think. So, yeah, I'll take the Pats.
I just may not ever pick, and I could be dead wrong. I will be shocked if I ever pick. Thanks, Ralph, for the clarification. I might be dead wrong about this, but I don't think I'm going to pick the Patriots once this week. With Matt Patricia calling plays, I just don't know. I don't know if I can morally.
I hear you.
Wait, who's calling plays?
Matt Patricia.
Yeah, like what are we doing?
I don't know what the Ravens are either. You know.
I mean, they blew. I mean, that was. How the fuck you blow that game? I don't know.
Don's going out on a limb here.
Yeah, I thought Lamar popped up on a. Injury report.
Yeah, he was wearing a protective sleeve earlier.
Okay,
from what I heard.
Give me the Patriots plus the 2.5. I don't know why. They're not good, but
Jesus.
Saints travel to the Panthers.
Yeah, dude, my fucking thumb's killing me.
Carolina's getting plus 3.
Leftover mustard.
I don't eat Wawa. I'm allergic to it.
What?
Yeah. That's a
To
bullshit
what?
lie, so don't believe me.
Good food. What was the game, Tom? Sorry.
Saints at Panthers. Panthers.
Oh, I got the over on this, Frank.
All right.
Over 40.5. 40.5. Mark me down, please.
Tom, you're going back for week 3 on the Panthers? You're going back for more?
All right. I might have to.
Oh God, Tom, don't do it.
They're so bad. So bad.
I got no locks on this game. Give me the Saints.
Yeah, I got the Saints.
Yeah, give me the Saints.
Saints as well.
I don't want to do 5 locks. If I want to do 5 locks, I would have done this. Just put it on the Saints.
Does 0-3 get Matt Rule fired?
Yes, it does. Absolutely. It should. It should.
I think they would wait until week 6. I mean, he should have been fired last year, but I hear you, Greg. I hear you.
And then follow-up question, does Matt Rule go to Nebraska or Arizona State?
Nebraska.
Wow.
Yeah, I just found out today that Herm Edwards
on
got
the field. On the fucking field, bro.
I saw the video. He was like, "Oh, okay."
No, AD said, "Come here, come here."
That's literally what he did. That's literally what he did.
Hey, thanks for everything.
Herm, can we have a word? Herm, can we have a word? Yeah.
You play to win the game.
How about 2 words, Herm? You're fired.
Yeah, I had no idea he got fired until I was watching something today. And it's like, Herm Edwards got fired. I'm like, what? When did that happen? Like I knew about the Scott Frost stuff, but I had no idea.
Herm, did you go?
That Herm got fired.
Did I go?
Saints Panthers. I don't think you did.
Yeah, I said Saints.
Okay.
Frank?
I said Saints.
I know. Panthers plus 3. Lock it.
And the Panthers go to 0-3.
Yep, I'll lose by 1.
Yep.
Cover.
Cover.
All right, next game.
All right, Ralph.
Houston at Chicago.
Oh, Bears money line. Mark me down, please, Frank. Bears money line.
Crow is set. Just take the 2.5, man.
No, Bears money line.
I'm going to take you set. My lock, Bears minus 2.5.
I'll take the Bears. Who cares?
Texans.
Same.
Oh my god.
I will take.
You're
I'll
0-2,
take
right?
the Bears. I'll take the Bears.
Houston's 0-2, right?
Yes. Or
Yes.
no.
No,
they're
they're 1-1.
Oh,
Yeah, they're 1-1.
Oh, yeah.
and one.
Tied, bro. The NFL needs to get. Can we just fucking do without the ties, man? Keep
Donovan
on playing.
McNabb
Who
would
gives-
agree with you. Donovan McNabb would agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, you all get this one off our chest.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible game. Jacksonville travels to the Chargers. Jacksonville +7. Give me the Jags +7.
Mark me down for the over on this one. Frank, 47.5. Thank you very much. That's my last
That's
one.
it.
Very
That's
well.
a good one. That's a good one, Ralph. I'm going to go Chargers win with the Jags cover.
I too will go.
What's the Jags getting? What's the Jags?
7.
I just
Seven.
think they cover. I'm not saying they win. I just think they cover the 7.
Yeah, I think Chargers win. Jacksonville covers. It all depends on how Herbert's feeling. So
Chase Daniel.
He's ready.
Herb, your enthusiasm really hopes that Herbert is playing. So I'm going to go Chargers -7.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same.
Okay.
Chargers.
Rams travel to the Cardinals. Cardinals are getting 3.5 at home. So you guys think-
Rams.
Yeah, Rams.
Rams.
Cardinals
Rams.
stink, dude.
Rams.
Cardinals are fucking awful. I don't care about that Raiders game. They are fucking awful.
yeah,
Yeah, I learned more about the Raiders than I did about the Cardinals in that game.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'll say is Kyle Murray is an electric athlete. You know, and he'll keep them in games, even though he's not like the perfect quarterback. But oh god, give me the Rams. Well, give me the Rams -3.5. I agree. I think Arizona stinks, but here we are, NFL Week 3. Everybody go.
Could be a trap game for the Cardinals. Give me the Rams.
Trap game Week 3.
Greg, I thought you were serious for 0.5 seconds, and I got really mad.
He probably was.
I caught that until you said
I got
track him.
like in my head, I'm like, wait, divisional game? Wait. Whew. Glad I caught myself. Jeez.
Ready?
Another wonderful game coming up.
Packers
Oh,
travel to Tampa. Tampa's -1.5.
You know what? This is crazy to say. Give me the Packers.
Yeah, agreed.
Why is it crazy? I'm locking it. Packers lock it.
Wow, and you're doing it against Brady.
Yeah.
That's your guy.
All right, so Packers,
Straight
your
money
lock
line?
is for the points or the money line?
Money line. I mean, it's
All right.
one. Points. I mean, it's pretty much the same thing, but yes, money line.
Frank, lock me in again, Frank.
Oh, geez.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm in again.
Somebody's got to pay, right?
All right, what's the lock?
Tampa.
Points or money line?
Just to win the game. It's going to win the game. 1.5. It's going to win. -125. Everybody get that off their chest yet?
Give me Tampa.
Money line or points?
Shut up. I love him. Now he doesn't want to make clerical errors. You know what I mean? He wants Frank.
Well, it's just to verify.
I know. We're breaking your stones. All right. 12:40 in the goddamn morning. We're over here
Here.
giving locks.
Here, Frank, I'll hit this for you, okay? I'll hit this for you. Make it feel better. There you go.
Atlanta Falcons is a laugher.
Yeah, I thought this is where you're going first. That's why I said another great one coming up here.
Yeah, I'm just scrolling down the DraftKings line.
Yeah.
Up. Falcons at Seahawks. Seahawks +1.
I hope they both lose.
Why is this on
Let's be honest.
television? Why is this on television?
Yeah,
Yeah, Geno Smith stinks. Falcons stink. Give me the
everything
Falcons. though.
stinks.
Give me the Falcons.
Yeah, I'll take the Falcons.
Where's it at? Where's it at?
It's in
Seattle.
Seattle.
Hell? It's in
Still
hell?
Give me
Uh,
Seattle because
I'll
of the
take
fucking
Seattle.
environment.
give me the Falcons just out of my loyalty to Mariota. No, he sucks too.
Do you guys care?
Seahawks.
All right. Should be a quick pick here. Everybody should be quick picking. You know what I mean? That's like fast picking.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday Night Football. Niners travel to the Broncos. Jimmy G back in the house. Broncos plus 1.5 at home. Russell Wilson hasn't put it together offensively yet.
Yeah, who?
Second half player anyway, essentially in career. That's what it sort of says about his numbers, right?
Do we have any update on Judy and Sutton? Because I know they both left the game with shoulder injuries.
Give me 2 seconds.
Thank you, Ralph. It doesn't matter either way. It really doesn't matter. I'm going the 49ers either way, but just for the audience.
I think this is a trap game for the Broncos. Give me the 49ers.
On Sunday Night Football. Or no, it's not. So, yeah, it is. It's on Sunday Night Football. It doesn't trap anybody.
He's joking, Tom.
I'm joking.
I know he's joking. I'm just talking. Like, you know what I mean, to the people.
Jerry Jeudy's shoulder ribs did not practice on Wednesday.
Mm.
Yeah, he's not playing.
So obviously it's still up in the air. Considered day to day. It'll all obviously depend on if he practices tomorrow and Friday.
49ers, listen, the 49ers might be one of the only teams to have their starting quarterback go down for the season and their team
And
gets
be
better.
better.
Yeah, they're a better team with Jimmy G.
So you know what, Frank, in the interest of making it a little more fun, I'm going to pull off my Kelsey clock,
Yeah, good. Get
and I'm going to take the over in this game.
Love it.
And the over is set
45.
at
45.
45.
I'll say this. I hate Kyle Shanahan. You guys know my feelings on Kyle Shanahan. He's not a Kyle guy. Perennial loser. Not a big Russ guy, the way he's been dressing up. But give me they're a home dog, man. It's tough to play in Denver, too. Give me Denver plus the 1.5, Frank. I will take the plus 1.5 in this one. No lie. Just taking him.
Ted, he's fine. He wasn't on the injury report. He's 100% fine.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the 49ers in this game at the minus 1.5.
Of course you do.
And
Broncos, me,
over.
Frank.
Yeah, go back on Thursday nights now. You know what I mean? With Kyle's daddy.
The one now, Greg?
The Broncos, just regular. Or
And
minus.
that's a lock?
No, just regular.
All right. I'm just writing down locks.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
we keep coming to you. That's on us.
Sorry
Monday
about
Night
that.
Football.
Cooper Rush.
Cowboys travel to the New York Football Giants. Somehow 2-0.
Almost locked this one.
Giants -1. You're locking what? Who
I said I almost locked this one.
I almost locked this one, too.
Oh, my God.
Give
Who
me
you
Dallas.
guys locking?
I would have taken Dallas.
I'm not.
I would have locked Dallas.
Oh, I'm going Giants.
I don't know.
Giants moved to 3-0
That's the biggest
Back
thing.
to, yeah.
since 1942.
Shut
Holy
up.
shit. 3-0 since the boat pick? Oh, my God. The sports world might collapse.
I'm gonna take Dallas on this one.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll ride with Ryan. Give me the Giants. Give me the Giants.
I don't know where I'm
3-0.
riding. I don't know where I'm riding to, but yeah,
You can come on board.
Yeah, I
We're
just think,
riding with the boat together, yacht with Odo and
I
the
just think
blunt.
Cowboys have a better defense.
Yep.
It could travel for them. Daniel Jones is due for a few
dud.
picks here.
Yeah.
He's due for a Jones game.
Yeah, he's overdue. Give me
He's due
Dallas.
for a Danny Dimes game.
Give me Dallas somehow. I have no idea how. That's like a toss-up. That's the biggest toss-up of the night. And that's our slate.
When is that coming back for them?
6 to 8 weeks from 2 weeks ago.
Gotcha.
Ralph or Frank, I do have one more lock.
No.
Okay, all right. I have a special page just for you to write your giant teaser.
And it's just a 14 pick TD parlay. I like to make him interesting. I could cheat and go like individually, but I like to team them together.
All right, you sleeping?
We got Jamar Chase, Devontae Adams, and I got two guys. Then I got Darnell Mooney
Oh my God.
and Chris Olave getting his first one.
We have reached the Darnell Mooney hour.
I think they played well.
Yeah. 40 boy, yeah. I bet the Eagles are one of my locks.
All right.
This week again.
40 boy, I had 2 on mine.
I think it'd be a tough game, 40 boy. Close.
Yeah.
I'm done, Don. Relax. Thought you were going away. Did you say you were leaving? Oh, was
No,
that
that
the
was
other
Monday.
night
No, that
where
was
you left?
Monday. No, that was
It was the other night.
He did a bill. He tells you, "I'm goodbye. I'm
All
going
right,
to
see you
bed.
guys. And then
And
we
he'll be
suck
back
them back
in 10
in.
minutes."
You guys suck. I'm leaving.
I hate you guys. I should have left when I told you I left.
KG, what's up, brother? He says,
I love it.
again, that's an easy call. Listen, all you guys in the chat flying through tonight, even the trollers, we love you all. We appreciate everybody commenting.
Hell yeah, man.
Ride the show. We got a big week this week. Let's get to 3-0. All right, we're looking for some Red October from our fightings too. All right,
Donald, give me a couple minutes. I can get you on.
big 4-game set coming up against the Atlanta Braves. It's going to be a crazy weekend. Philly's got a minimum break even in this series.
Yeah.
They minimum got to go 2-2. They have to.
You have to. You have to split.
So we'll see where it all goes.
It's here.
Yeah, it's in Philly. I'm going Saturday.
Oh,
okay. If they lose, Ralph, run on the field, please.
That's
Yep,
a loss.
we'll do. Yeah, that's a loss. Yep.
Oh, another week of Jalen having to shut the haters up. It's gonna be a fun week. Can't wait for Sunday night. Oh, God forbid if they lose. Oh my goodness. What we're gonna have to deal with in the chat.
For a whole fucking week.
Oh my God. I might shut it down. I might just say, let's skip a week.
This will be
I'm
a
out
great
this
week.
week.
This will be a great week for a
I'm out
Thursday
on
game.
Sunday.
You know, Thursday game. Week 4.
I'm
was
traveling.
fucking great.
I gotta write up a criteria anyway because I'm traveling too. You know what I mean? We're gonna
I'm
need.
flying back from Nashville.
Same.
Shut up, Rob.
Sorry.
Same.
What up, Wayne? Late to the party. We love it.
Wayne.
If anybody's late to the party, you can always go back and watch on all platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and as well as all our podcasts. Like they're everywhere you get your podcasts. So make sure you go find us. A2D Radio. We love you all. We were brought to you tonight by FanUp. FanUp is the best. What's your lights go off? FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports. Daily NFL contests and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D. You get $50. Download FanUp right on the Apple Store. For Frank Baspi, Michael Chromiak, Greg Moakovic, Ralphie Delvecchio, Ron Brodo. Panic meters at a 0. If we lose next week, it'll probably be at a 10.
Yep.
Just because of the circumstance. I'm Tom Arnone. Lock it up. Birds win Sunday. 3-0. And watch the Giants will be 3-0. We got to deal with those losers. Appreciate y'all commenting and hit the damn like and subscribe.